Yeah, let's go.
Got to
Okay. Yeah.
Separately.
Alice, so I didn't turn on the desktop audio. Do you
Oh,
think you could do that all again?
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Okay, just
Pro streamer. Pro
Professional.
Disappointed.
for future reference, I think we need to make flashcards and just hold them up.
Yeah, just
And then, like, at the end,
Sign
we could, like,
language.
we could all have, like, thank you for watching.
yeah. Okay, so
Just briefly, did you have a good Christmas? Quick introduction about your character.
great Christmas, great New Year. Hobbit, been traumatized by Dark Army, going to sort it out. There you go.
That's the brief description. Sorry,
Yep.
Private. Sorry. Okay, so then let's go to Ed. Hey, Ed.
Yo, boy.
What? How was your Christmas, Ed? And can you give us a brief introduction to Volta?
Good Christmas. Walter is a gladiator set free by himself. Now he's gonna kill the Dark Army.
Quite as brief as mine.
He wanted brief. He got brief.
I'm just gonna time the next one, right? See if we can beat the record.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay, I had a great Christmas and great New Year, so that's great. And my character, Runeberg, is what is he? A tiefling druid.
Are you asking us?
It's been too long.
You've drawn him and everything, like.
Yeah, precisely.
Shh, they don't need to know that. He is kind of a relaxed person, and he got a beautiful pipe that he smokes from, and a beautiful goatee.
Awesome.
Is that it?
Yeah, he's on this journey because of reasons.
Because of reasons. Mainly
Yeah.
full stop, I think.
And so that just leaves Ali.
Hi. Yeah, my Christmas was alright. My character is Dwayne de Cruz. She's a halfling barbarian who was living sort of out in the woods with her mother and her bear. And we're having such a lovely, happy life until Scrat came along. And now she's kind of dealing with the death of a very, very close friend.
Hashtag Pooh Bear.
Hashtag Pooh Bear. And is now just trying to find some answers about what happened. So.
Awesome. So, okay, what I'm planning today, guys, I'm planning a bit of a double bill, and I think we'll do that in like 2 episodes. So we'll do 2 sessions of regular length in one day. So what I'm thinking is we'll go for about 3 hours, and then maybe we'll take like a 10-15 minute break, enough time for people to go and have a bio, have a quick snack, whatever, and we'll come back again.
I would say longer break so I can eat something really. But no, that's me.
Okay, yeah, we can go for maybe half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever. We'll get there.
No, you're gonna starve.
Yeah.
God damn it, when you signed the Dead Mountain contract, you signed up for pain and misery, and those are what you get. Yeah, and then we'll go for another 3 hours after that. I definitely have enough material for that. So, yeah, like we say, so we started in the like, down near Macclesfield, which you can see on the map there.
Macclesfield?
Macclesfield.
Oh.
You guys. Yeah, and basically Rosie living a very happy little life. The town gets swarmed with the Dead Mountain.
I'm
Dwayne
not hurt about that at all.
living over in the forest over there, the Deepwood Forest, with her mother. They have a lovely little time. Everything went well. Nothing went wrong there at all. She goes off to the city for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, right.
Bruno traveling like you left Tinstock because they were mean and went back later, and found out the Dark Army was attacking and everything had been sieged for military purposes. And it was quite an eventful escape for Volta, really. He escaped from the arena, which is just behind my map, my cam. It's about here, probably.
Just next to my name, I would say, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that'd be it. Yeah, I see it. But as Ed escaped, he made his way back to the town and the Dark Army started attacking the town. So everyone made their way one way or another to the stronghold in the center. And from there, we encountered Sir Benjamin, the king's consultant. Sir Benjamin, who didn't really think much of you guys, I don't think. I think it's fair to say. He asked you guys to help the refugees escape to the northwest to Fort Yondon. And as you were escaping, you heard a loud explosion as the capital city fell. Things go from bad to worse as you were sent on a mission on that journey. You were sent to explore Bleak Post or Skeg Beak and see how far the army has ventured across. And you encountered two leading Dark Army officials. One, a winged woman with red eyes, and the other, a large, brutish man covered in chains. You found out about their plans to attack Fort Yondon and decided to head over to Fort Yondon and... you decided to head over to Fort Yondon and warn everyone, but when you arrived, after an eventful little journey through a field, you got to Fort Yondon and no one really listened to you. You were sort of thrown in a dungeon with your good friend Sir Gregor.
We were thrown.
Yeah, sort of thrown, were thrown, you know.
I died.
Semantics.
Yeah, you know.
Whale died.
Someone died. These things happen, guys. These things happen. Yeah, so... Well, whilst we're going, I'm just looking for my previous notes. I've spent so long writing my new notes that I forgot to pick up my old notes.
You fucking
Well,
Yeah, I know.
Organised again.
all my notes.
Okay, I don't know where they've gone. We'll just carry on without them. And then you also escaped. Volta obviously had a large encounter with the Dark Army in the town of Fort Yondon as you were escaping. And Rosie killed an amount of orcs, pretty much to herself. Volta sort of ran in at the end, but, you know, Rosie
I'm proud of myself.
was kicking ass. Then, obviously, everyone else went to leave. Runo found an exit. Dwayne, you were mostly just dead, I think. Runo found an exit.
I think everyone carried Dwayne.
I have done so much in this campaign. So much in this campaign.
Don't worry, you can only go up.
Yeah, the only
Or
way-
further down.
I say you can only go up. Or so you would think. Everyone escaped. Runo got out first and very, very kindly let all of the refugees escape on a big ship.
Bruno's the real hero.
Runa is such a kind, gentle.
Considering he wanted to escape the entire time.
Yeah, I don't
So
think
humble.
Runo actually realised what he was doing. To be
No.
fair, he just.
No,
They
leave
were
it alone.
like, thank you. They was
would've
like,
run
oh, I
head
guess.
first.
All right, well, whatever.
But by the time Volta returned from Fort Yondon, having encountered earlier a character from his past who had clearly been turned, he didn't recognise and went on to try and kill. He escaped also, and as you all escaped and went over the hill, you encountered Lord Benjamin now,
Okay.
helping old people escape, and they all went over the hill and escaped on the ship. You guys were sort
We
of...
like in a dinghy.
Yeah, you basically found a rowing boat left as the ship was sailing away.
And although Volta was like really, really hurt, we forced him to row.
Asshole.
You're the strong one.
Even if he's like
Doesn't
bleeding,
take
they're
any
like,
strength to row,
row,
bro."
you bastard, row.
The drums out and going. So we feel like we were when we headed for like Dead Bear Island, and then Dwayne got
Yeah,
pretty
we were.
upset. So we were like, yeah, okay, we need to make a U-turn.
Yeah, and so you ended up heading north. North, and east along the coast. And after a while, you found a smuggler's cave below the army, the Dark Army's encampment. Who was it who went up? It was Rosie. Rosie and Dwayne. Yes, that was it. It was only a small cave, wasn't it? So you headed up the mountain through this smuggler's cave and ended up in a small hut where you found not a lot of worth really.
I stole a painting.
You stole a painting. You also stole some orders.
There we
Yeah,
go.
I grabbed those. I think we were running out, like with.
And then we also found some tarot cards which had depictions of you guys on them. It had Volta standing as a champion in an arena, like standing tall above everyone with sword and axe and sword and hammer in hand, bellowing. It had Rosie with like sort of one of them cinematic shots, like close up to the bow and arrow, like that sort of thing, like the archer. It had Ambly, the conspirator, like whispering in a hooded cloak's ear. Like we don't know who's behind this cloak, but it was definitely a picture of Runo whispering in someone's ear. And Dwayne, who was depicted by Death, with a dead bear standing over her.
Ali, you're so screwed.
Yep.
I fucking hate this campaign.
I'll be nicer to you in mine. It's okay.
Because it's not a campaign, it's the DM.
When you die, we will tell your story.
Yeah.
We shall sing songs for you about
Dead bears.
the group is gonna
A
be
small
called
hobbit
Dead Bears.
that was also mostly dead.
We will bury you on Dead Bear Island.
What's wrong with the bear?
So, as you left, however, the Dark Army spotted you, and they all came rushing to the cliff edge to watch you make your escape. You got into the boat, and Rosie fired an explosive. Oh, that was it. You found explosives in Fort Yondon as well. Yeah.
So it blew us all up the first time.
So Rosie fired an explosive arrow at the cliff, shattering the cliff and dropping probably 100, 200 Dark Army forces into it. Then you heard like a loud horn, a sort of, and as this was sonorating across the sea, a large horn rose out of the sea, and a giant narwhal.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't it dead?
A giant dead narwhal came rising above you.
Undead or dead, like floating.
Undead.
Because otherwise that's just a sad.
It's subjective.
It rose above your boat, and we left, you guys. And we left as this narwhal was about to crash into the boat. So, guys, you have a split-second decision to do something about the scenario. What are you doing?
I hold on to my painting really tight.
Row your boat.
Sort of like Volta, row, try and get out of the way. Is this thing attacking us, or is it literally just?
It's
coming towards us.
It's
aimlessly,
in the air now, and it's about to flump on the boat.
It's in the air.
Flump.
Oh,
it's
okay,
in the
I
air.
was like,
Yeah,
wait,
it's risen out of the sea. It's not like all the way out, but it's like risen. It's a giant narwhal. It's risen out, and it's about to slam down on you.
I jumped out of the boat.
Yeah, jump out the boat.
I use my painting as a life raft and I jump out.
I grab an oar and hold it and jump into the sea.
Can everyone please make me a dexterity saving throw?
Oh, no.
Ah, shit.
Oh no! Here we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Here we go,
fail.
here we go.
Oh, wow.
Oh, shit. Dexterity, did you say?
Dexterity.
Vaulted. Death by narwhal.
Death by narwhal.
Death by undead floating narwhal.
I'm gonna live. Yeah, fuck you. I'm starting this campaign off well. Fuck you.
For once, she's going to survive.
It's a new year.
Yes. Oh,
And we're going to cut there for a second.
what?
So, our adventurers lounge on the back of a cart as it slowly trundles along. There was an awful lot to take in over the last 24 days. A cart. There'd been an awful lot to take in over the last 24 hours, and they all puzzled over the tarot cards that Dwayne had somehow managed to keep hold of.
What Twilight Zone have we just entered?
Yeah.
A gloomy silence descends over them all.
We're all dead and now in heaven.
Rosie looks up and around and goes, "What the fuck happened?"
And now,
My painting.
the air's gonna rush as we back to the scene as the narwhal impacts with the boat. Narwhal. It impacts with the boat, hitting Volta, hitting Rosie, and hitting Runo as all three of you are sent careening down into the ocean with
Where's where what
bits of debris
catapults
everywhere.
safety?
So
I fly.
Dwayne leaps off the side of the boat, and as roll me a strength saving throw.
Who?
Motherfucker.
Just Dwayne.
Oh no, we're dead. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh boy!
Oh yeah.
Oh!
On it today.
You
my
keep
God.
hold of the painting as you leap from
Yeah,
the
I
boat.
do. I'm gonna sell it.
The impact of the thing creates a great big wave that washes over you, and a riptide pulls you under.
Ah, shit.
But you manage to keep hold of this thing. So now, currently, Volta, Rosie, and Runo, could you all make me please a Constitution saving throw?
Oh god, I'm gonna die.
Oh, this is so
Yeah. How the turntables.
Almost.
Oh,
That's 20.
Yes!
You lucky bastards.
I fly out of the water. It's like Superman.
No.
No,
You can
no.
hold your breath. I can't.
You hold your breath. Volta is drowning.
Bye.
You see just a big air bubble just like erupt from him. I mean, it's difficult to tell. Can you all roll me a perception?
Me included?
You included.
Okay.
Everybody.
Everyone.
We get to see. how well we can
Actually,
see.
yeah, Volta, never mind. Yeah, that's about right. You're unconscious. It's about right.
We get to see how well we can see.
I
you now.
perceive that I'm
I shall not
drowned.
know the first time, but I can see that.
I know that I'm in water.
Where is
it.
perception? Gosh darn it.
Can you see
Over
performance
performance.
and persuasion?
Just out from wisdom. What your number on wisdom?
Wisdom
Where's
and
my
right.
intelligence? Dexterity.
Further down.
The
Yeah,
second
yeah.
box.
What you
All
got, like,
your
nature?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Ambly are like, there is water around.
Ah.
Well, worse than that.
I, however, have gone, yeah, Volta's dead.
Dwayne and Runo, as you are underwater now, you've been turned top to tail. You no longer know which way up is.
No! Why are you doing this?
My painting! I rolled such good rolls!
Hold
So,
your breath. Hold your
Runo,
breath,
you
will
are
float up.
expertly, like, if anyone didn't know, they'd think it was some sort of tiefling trait to hold your breath longer, because you're like holding your breath, no problem. You're like, but you're not sure if that's the seabed you can see or
Okay,
the
you know what?
the air.
Runo, he puts up, like, breathes a bit little from his nose, so you see where the bubble goes up.
Oh!
Yeah?
Roll me another perception.
God.
Yeah, get him! Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we're gonna not drown.
Yeah, stick it to the DM.
I'm not gonna.
15?
Volta's
So-
slowly
Yeah, right.
sinking like the Titanic.
The bubble starts to float upwards, and as you do this, you also see what Rosie is seeing. Rosie, you see, you're used to the water. You grew up in a fishing village. You can swim like a boss. So, like, you can see Volta clearly unconscious, sinking deeper into the water.
Do I get an extra, like...
Hold on.
swim-
You can also see where the surface is. You can see where the surface of the water is, and you can also see all the way down to the sea bed.
God, how deep is this?
It's pretty deep, but that was a pretty good perception roll.
Okay, so this is like...
And very clear water.
So, what would you like to do? Those who can see.
Is there any way I can, like,
Save
grab
me.
Ed? Like, if I'm a strong swimmer, because, you know, technically grew up by the water. So-
You can give me a athletics check with advantage, but hold on to that for a second.
Athletics check.
Bruno, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to Yeah, I'm gonna try to help. But I'm gonna drop you if it doesn't work out.
Can I have an athletics saving throw as well? And Dwayne, not knowing which way up is, what are you going to do?
Try and swim.
Oh shit!
Try and swim up, I guess.
Give us an athletics saving throw.
Alright.
I think Ambly just drowned.
Oh, come on!
So, Rosie, you sort of start swimming towards Volta, but the blow from the narwhal has sort of like taken it out of you a little bit, so you're a little bit lethargic in your swimming, and you don't get there quite as quickly as you could. Runo, you are just floundering. You might be able to know which way up is, and you might be able to breathe, but you're basically just flapping. You're not used to water. You don't know what you're doing. And Dwayne, you start swimming reasonably strongly, but everything's still dark around you. You don't know which way up is. Can the three of you make me another Constitution saving throw before we go on?
Can I see Dwayne?
This is the brutal beginning of it.
No.
Oh, fuck off!
Oh
How
my
it
God.
ends.
I was doing such good rolls! Fuck you! Fuck you, Scrap!
So you've expended your energy swimming, you let out a breath, and all goes dark.
My painting!
Really? That's your
Just
Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Yeah, today's
and a happy new year.
today's dream even got short.
so, just as you start to pass out, Rosie,
The Nobles comes and rescues us.
you can see
Free Willy.
a diver on the seabed erupt from a door.
Oh, okay.
A
Like,
diver.
A diver erupt from like a
Okay.
little bronze hatch, but
I'm intrigued.
then it goes black.
What is he wearing?
You can't tell you fade to black. You just see a door open and a little figure emerge. Now, this is something that we're not going to have done before, but I would like to go. Who am I going to go to first?
Roll a dice. A T4 or D4.
Don't you do
When in
it?
doubt, roll a dice.
I'm still just imagining a dead narwhal.
Well, I should be totally dead now.
Draw that.
Let's go to Volta first. So, could the rest of you please either remove your headphones or mute the sound?
This is
Okay.
ominous.
So, Volta, you are passed out, and
Yeah.
in the darkness, a light comes to you.
Uh-huh.
The light starts speaking to you in a resonant voice, and it says, "You, Volta, will be my new champion if you hold your path true. Take up the hammer, take up the sword, and make your way to the Dead Mountain."
I take up my sword and hammer, I guess, then.
Okay.
Which that's figuratively.
So you are entreated to a small vision of the Dead Mountain, and you sort of, it's this is like a dream image, and you sort of pass through the rock into a chamber deep in the mountain, where you can see two blacksmiths chained up, waiting to be led into the next room. One you recognize as your father. The other you recognize. You probably won't recognize actually, but it is a halfling. If that gives you any inclination.
Is it a father, maybe?
Well, you'll probably remember Rosie talking about her brother being captured and that she wanted to go and save him. So you'll probably put one and one together and realize that that's her brother.
Not really. I don't remember.
And then the voice says to you, "Soon they will be turned, but the ceremony takes at least 4 days. Make haste."
Make haste. Affirmative.
And then you start to come round again, and with that I'm going to go to someone else's blackout. So if you could remove your headphones, and we will get Runo to put hers on.
Okay.
Hello!
Hello!
So, as everything fades to black, you see the image of the great wolf who has guided you so far on your journey.
Okay.
He says to you, Bruno, you saw the dolphins.
What?
Why didn't you transform into a dolphin?
I didn't know I could.
And he sort of, like, becomes apparent now. It's not just his face. He sort of goes from 2D to 3D. He just sort of, like, moves through his image. And suddenly you also have an ethereal form. And it is that of a young wolf cub. And he says, then we shall train you.
Ah,
And
that's awesome.
he takes you... First of all, you appear in a forest. And he tears ahead of you after a deer. And all he sends back in that wolf-like way of communicating is, come, hunt, let go.
Okay. I tried to do that. I guess. I'll start running.
So as you're doing it, he says, you're not running fast enough, Bruno.
Okay. I'm trying to speed up.
He sort of says, forget your earthly needs. Forget your human form.
What?
He sort of sends to you, think only about the deer. Aren't you hungry?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty hungry.
And he sends again, focus on the hunger.
Okay. I do that.
And as you start to focus on your hunger, you find that you start to, like, salivate and drool as a wolf. And you start to run, like, faster.
Okay.
And before you know it, you tear ahead of him and you leap. And just as you're about to sink your teeth into the deer, the scene changes. And once again, you are underwater as a human again. And he is next to you as a wolf. He's just sitting on his, like, haunches in the middle of nowhere, like, looking at you. And once again, everything is dark and you don't know which way's up.
Okay.
And he says, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking of survival.
He says, think of the water.
Okay.
Let go of the air.
I do that.
And so as you let go of the air and start to drink in the water, you can feel the water. It's a very strange feeling as it sort of feels like it's going into your lungs, but it doesn't. It passes out through your neck. And before you know it, you're a dolphin. He says to you, any animal that you can see, you can transform into. But you must let go of survival, let go of wanting to be a wolf, let go of that and just be. And as he says all this to you, you now have the ability to change into any animal that you can see at will.
Yay!
He says, now he transforms back into a wolf and you're back into this darkness again. And he says, you are being saved, but in the meantime, there is something I must show you. And he takes you through a shimmering doorway or portal appears, and he just walks through it and disappears.
Oh. I swim through.
So as you go through, you can see a scene. You're sort of like sitting You're standing in mid-air. It's like you're floating or levitating, but you can feel the floor. And once again, he's sitting on his haunches next to you. And he's looking down. And as you look down also, you are looking down like if you were looking into a room, but the ceiling wasn't there. You're looking down onto a room like that. Okay. And in this room, you can see Dwayne, Rosie, and another creature. You're not sure who the creature is. It's all hooded and shrouded. But Dwayne is crying, but nodding. And Rosie walks forward. And as Rosie gets closer to Dwayne, the figure becomes bigger and more evil looking. And more demonic. And Rosie slits Dwayne's throat. And this seems like the right thing to do. So as she does this, the creature shrinks down and disappears. And the room gets lighter and birds start singing. As Dwayne is slumped on the floor dead, and Rosie, sort of in tears, but smiles and holds up an arrow like victorious. And then everything goes to black again, the wolf is gone, and you are starting to come round. And that's where I'm going to drop you. And
Alright.
I'd like to go across, and I'm probably going to go get Rosie next, I think.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Where did I put it? That's not it. Jam. Two seconds, guys.
Hey!
Hello, darling.
It didn't come up. I'm sorry, my screen froze. I was trying to find it on the other one. Carry on.
Okay, so as everything goes to black for you,
Okay.
It doesn't get any lighter. Everything stays dark, but you can feel the presence of someone or something.
Right.
And a low voice just sort of says to you underneath, like, sort of through the darkness. Champions are not born. They are made. Your problem is not the problem. Your reaction is the problem. Your best teacher is your last mistake. You could be the champion.
Can I say anything?
You can.
Can I be like, at what cost?
And it just says, at great, great cost. And you...
Now, because you see, the last time something said that,
you start...
very lovely died.
You start shimmering awake as you can see everything going on. And it's a nice short one for you, Alice. I'd like you to take your headphones off again so I can mess with Dwayne.
Be nice. I know you won't, but try and be nice.
Best for last. Hello.
Hello.
All is dark for you. You are floating in nothingness.
Okay.
And then in the darkness, a tree sort of appears. It's a large tree full of life, blossoming leaves, juicy apples. And the ground around it is sort of grassy. And as you watch, the grass begins to shrivel and the oak begins to brown, and the leaves sort of turn to autumn leaves, and then go greyer and to ash, and they start to blow away. The apples sort of shrivel, except for one, which stays large, and the rest of the tree sort of fades to ash, but there's one apple, and it sort of falls into your unknowingly outstretched hand, and suddenly you are very, very hungry.
Okay. I guess I take a bite.
As you take a bite, you pull away a fleshy, section of apple. Apple flesh, not real flesh. But as you chew it, it sort of starts to taste ashy, like old cigarettes. And as you look into the apple, you can see there's a couple of like maggots at the center, and the whole thing sort of goes brown and starts like going moldy and going like gooey in your hand, like the goo starts pouring over your hand.
Oh, I drop it probably.
And as you do that, the whole scene disappears. Except for the ashes. And from the ashes, a small fire burns. The fire says to you, you could be the champion. If only you would let go.
Okay.
The voice changes, and it sounds almost like a holy voice, like a priest or something now. And it sort of says... It's talking directly to you. It says, "So, Dwayne, there is one more question in your training. If you were to die, if you were to find out that you were dying, would you be a nicer person? Would you try to do more? Maybe try something new?"
I suppose so. Yes.
Well, you are, Dwayne. Everyone is dying, every moment of every day. And he fades away. And the voice changes again, and this time, like appearing out of the darkness very close to you is a large skeletal snout, and with horns coming off the nose and large fangs. And it protrudes very close and comes beside you so that one eye can look out the side of its head, and a blue little glow like is ablaze in the socket. And it looks to you and it says in a deep sort of voice like, "After thousands and thousands of dreams, we awaken. After thousands and thousands of births, we are born. This, the end, is only the beginning." And then you sort of start to feel a weird sensation. You start to feel the sensation of loss. You start to feel like you did back when Bramble was so ferociously taken away from you. That feeling, not the hurt feeling at first, but the feeling afterwards where like something was missing. You start to feel that, and it steadily increases as you come around. So like the closer you were to drowning, the more comfortable you felt.
Right.
And you start to come round, and now we'll get everyone to put their headsets on.
Fucking hell. Okay.
So we're all screwed. Is that the general thing I'm getting from it?
Fucking hell, I don't know about you guys. Fucking
Thing
Christ.
is, I'm trying to work it out because
I'm trying to work it out. Drawing fucking red lines on the wall, like
brain a little bit.
So as you come around, you are all in your full armor, but your weapons have been taken.
Oh hell no, that's my dad's bow.
my maul, you ass.
No, my borrowed dagger.
My borrowed dagger.
What did I steal?
Ed, we got no sound from you, buddy.
There you go.
There we go.
Hi.
Wow, that's a concentrated mic.
What?
So as you'll come around, you're missing your weapons. You've still got all your valuables. You've still got all of your armor and everything. This isn't.
Does Giggle have her painting? It's a big question.
Giggles still has her painting. And also in your pocket is the tarot cards.
Okay.
And the tarot cards, where the painting, the paint started to run, and it looks absolutely sodden with water. The tarot cards.
Love the way you say tarot.
Tarot.
Like a carrot.
Pristine and dry and absolutely fine.
Okay.
Yay.
Obviously.
Because
Still
Runa
gonna
hasn't
sell
seen them yet.
No.
Oh
guess
yeah,
I'd
it's only
take
us
them
that's
out.
seen them.
There are a number of people around you taking off diving suits, and one of them actually is performing CPR on Volta, and Volta's coughing up basically the whole ocean. You are in a damp chamber, and a familiar face walks up to you and says,
Benjamin.
"Welcome, my friends,
Oh my god.
to the escutcheon."
Oh thank god it's not Benjamin. Oh,
I would have been like, throw me back, throw me back.
wait a second, how the hell did you get here?
Were you swimming?
What up, my dude?
Now that you guys are here, I guess I will reveal the nature of our little organization.
Ah, shit.
Well, please do.
We are, as I say, the Escutcheon. We are a sacred order devoted to protecting the king and the light.
Isn't the king dead?
That's a bad job.
Is it the
guys.
light gone?
So, when Sir Gregor gave his life to save the city, we were taking the king through secret tunnels. We are now deep underground, under the seabed even. And we have a network of tunnels that we can get almost anywhere, and a network of spies. Now, admittedly, these tunnels are not very well used, and our numbers are certainly not what they used to be. 50 years of peace will dwindle your forces. But we are still true to the order, as we await the champion of light.
That would be.
Hold on a second.
Whoa.
While we were getting, pillaged and raided back at the city
Where
or
the
whatever.
hell were your secret tunnels there?
Yeah, why did you take us down them? You just left us, and we just so happened, coincidentally, managed to find one as we were drowning in the sea.
Like, Doyle was
Unfortunately,
dead. Could have really used help at that point.
unfortunately, we are slow to trust. However, your actions in Fort Yonden and Skegbeak have proven your devotion to the light. And now we feel we can trust you with these secrets.
Devotion, sure.
Got no devotions.
Really?
If you want, you can do an insight check on him.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
will.
do one. I don't trust this sneaky German kind of bitch.
Sneaking.
Was it insight?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. He going down.
Can Rosie stare at him like,
Yeah, he going down. He going down.
Sight.
Throw down.
It seems
Oh.
he is telling the truth in that he has only recently felt you able to be trusted. You get this feeling that when he sent you to Skegbeak, it was a test to see if you reported how you would return, what you would if you brought back correct information, or if you betrayed them to try and take out the rest of the armies of light, that sort of thing.
Okay, so hold on. If you're here, what happened to that stupid Benjamin idiot and everyone else? Where have they gone?
Well, Benjamin is helping the people escape out to the Dead Bear Island.
of course.
How nice!
So is this where we're... Okay, so what is happening? Just in plain, simple, halfling terms, what is happening?
The
And what
armies of darkness are winning this war.
Where did they come from?
The Badlands, of course. They
Of
must have
course.
been. They must have been gathering their armies for years.
Wow.
However, because we have had peace for 50 years, we assumed that they had given up, that they were defeated. If you can remember back 50 years or more,
Nope.
How old do you think we are?
well, you are of different races. I don't know. You could be like the elves.
Elves.
It was a time of constant turmoil. You could barely go a week without raidings, let alone months. And as they slowly dwindled, we assumed that we were defeating the last of their forces. Because we always won. We always won the fights. And as we beat back the armies and the raids got less and less frequent, we assumed that we had won. However, it would seem that perhaps they withdrew to stage a longer campaign.
Well, so they were simply more clever than you.
It would seem that way, you know.
If it's something I learned in Arena, you should never
And
assume
all
someone is
these
dead.
years-
You should
and
make
all-
sure they're dead.
Sorry. And all these
Have I-
years that they've been quiet, you didn't think to maybe send a couple of scouts just to see what was going
You know,
on?
just sort of check it out to make sure they weren't holding back.
You just assumed that they kind of gave up for all these years after you
must
beat them so much?
remember, and Volta, I hear from your accent that you are from the northern lands near the Dead Mountain. The mountains and beyond are overrun with barbarian orc tribes who were certainly not beaten. They would always give us issues, so we decided that it would not be worth the resources for an extended campaign just to prepare.
Wow.
I have a question. Does Runo have Runo heard stories about these kind of wars going on? Or is this absolutely new for him?
So you would, the people of Tinstock would have used to tell old tales, and there was like an old man who always used to be like, I was a veteran of the Dark Wars, and that sort of thing. He probably wasn't, but he, it was a thing from your youth.
Okay, good.
So the king would like to meet you. When he found out that we could save you, he would like to meet you. And he takes off. He just turns and starts walking down a tunnel. And you guys have a moment where you're sort of aback a little bit. So if you talk in hushed tones, he probably won't be able to hear you. So you can have some private conversation.
Okay, can we be like, can we trust this guy?
I swear to God, if the king is like Benjamin, I'm leaving. I don't care what happens. I'm
walk straight out.
Well,
There's no
to
way.
be fair, no one can be worse than Benjamin.
I don't know.
give it time.
He was a bit of an asshole, but there's much worse than.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna keep a kind of a good tone with these guys because I don't want to be thrown out in the water again. I'm just gonna try to play along so long.
Also,
I think we keep our cards to our chest. I don't think we.
Do you show the
tell them
cards to
everything.
us?
speaking of cards, actually, Rosie and I found these when we went up that tunnel.
Aren't they pretty?
As well as my beautiful painting, which I'm still gonna sell. Here you guys go. No,
Maybe a bit damp.
Here you guys go. Some are better than others, I say, looking at my incredibly sunny-looking card.
We're kind of.
I look hot as fuck.
Is it us? Well, they got my nose wrong, which I'm not happy about, but yeah.
I just look at my card like, oh. By the way, sidetrack. I started with the cards
Oh, did you?
to draw them. I started to draw the cards slightly. It's only sketches now, so it's not
excited.
But now when I heard the description again, I need to change some things.
Okay.
What we'll do is we can write them down or something for you. So
Yeah, scrap.
Yeah.
Mr. Four
Yeah.
sides of A4.
Sounds-
Us.
Can I sort of be like, is no one questioning why there are tarot cards of us?
I am, but I think
Great,
after...
but-
I mean, is no one questioning about the undead narwhal that just tried to
Well,
kill
that happens like weekly. You should come to the fjord sometime.
Well, I'm gonna keep mine. I put it in my, like, if I have a pocket inside my jacket, I put it there.
Yeah.
Close to my heart.
I was gonna say what?
It was
each
short,
take our own sort of thing.
Yeah.
I might take mine.
Mine's gonna stay in my
Similar.
pocket. Volta, do you want yours?
I thought I already had it, but okay.
He's like, well, I'm holding it.
No, I thought
Take
that
it, bitch.
was your card.
What do they all look like again? Sorry, can you just
So,
confirm? I can't remember.
Rosie, yours is a picture of you like squinting down an arrow. If you look at the chat in a second, it's sort of like where you're sort of squinting down like that, and there's 3 arrow points like protruding from the bow, like in the center of the camera, and you're just sort of like looking down them. And there's a sort of like probably a little light sort of behind you, sort of thing. Let's.
What chat?
Not chat, sorry, stream. Sorry, 5 arrows. Volta, you are a champion standing in the middle of an arena, but the arena is like 1/20th scale, and you are huge standing over it with a 2-handed hammer and 2-handed sword held in arms, and you are roaring into the air, and the arena is tiny. Runo, yours is like the conspirator, the dark presence, the devil, and it is Runo whispering into the ears of a nondescript character. And the character has their back to the camera, if you will, and you can see the hood, and only the ear is revealed, and there's nothing really special about that ear. It's probably covered in hair, so you can't even tell what race it is. You can't see if it's a point or if it's really its color or anything. And the only other thing that's slightly different is where your eyes are normally like completely black, they are red.
Okay.
And Whale, the death card. You are on your knees, clutching a bloody chest wound.
Nailed that.
Your head is down, trying to cover the wound, and behind you, an undead bear standing on hind legs. One eye is red, and its throat is definitely cut.
I feel like I've come out the best on all of this. However, that makes me think, in the real world, am I going to come out the worst?
No, I think my card is the best. I'm sorry, honey.
I'm not even throwing myself that fair. I'm not much coin.
Well, then I got the second best then. So.
Fucking hate this.
Okay, so are we all sort of thinking we'll follow what's his face anyway?
Yeah, the face
I
is full.
suppose so.
Can I sort of walk behind, but like keep a distance, like,
Lexi, thanks for the host.
but you know, sort of keep back a little bit as well.
Sub.
So
Sub. Sorry, I'm getting it up now. 2-1 sub, 3 months. Has 3 months gone already? Lexi, thank you. Wow. Sorry. Oops.
Yes,
There we go.
yeah, just
That's awesome. Okay. Sorry, guys. You guys carry on.
can I sort of follow him but keep a bit of a distance? I want to be able to get away from him quickly if he does anything weird.
Yeah. So you continue to follow.
Yeah.
All 4 of you. That is.
What?
Just
All 4
following.
what?
You're all happy with this. No one wants to have any extra conversations with each other.
Not really.
Not at the moment.
No.
Just get this over with. Wherever it is we're going.
So
Yeah.
as you are walking, you sort of analyze yourselves, and you're feeling a little stronger with the fighting and the swimming and everything. You feel faster, stronger, better, and that is
Harder, faster, scooter.
and that is gradually being reflected on your timesheets on your character sheets as I go through. So far, I've only done Dwayne. I'm just about to do Volta.
Say what?
Oh, sweet. Let's see how many hit points I have now.
Yes.
Yes, there we go.
We level up.
39 hit points! I'm never gonna
You
die.
have 10 more hit points than I do.
Rosie, you always had 10 hit points, 39 hit points. Can you hit your hit dice for me twice?
Who, me?
Yeah, everyone, that is.
Oh.
Everyone, hit
Hit
dice.
dice.
Where is it? Either hit dice ammo again?
My brain
Twice.
is gone. Where the heck's hit dice? Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Twice.
where is it?
I found it.
Oh.
I didn't.
Yes!
Mine's rubbish.
Yes! Come on!
Where is it?
14.
Hit.
Please give me 53 hit.
Oh,
I can't find it, guys. Oh, there it is. Never mind.
Give
Got
me 53 hit points. You know you want to. You know you want to give me 53 hit points.
It's still ridiculous that a hobbit can
I'm
have more
gonna
hit points
die.
than a half-orc.
Yeah, but I did play a game where I was a hobbit and I was also the tank, so it's entirely possible.
Yeah. The thing is, in the Swedish version, size is a stat like strength, and that determines your HP. The size and strength combined determines your HP.
So, your patron Valak turns back and says, you will be meeting the king soon, and we will train you so that you can be more effective as you are now basically an honorary member of the Escutcheon. We are going to take you in and look after you.
Okay, so
Why?
what do we
Like-
do
But we got 2 levels?
again? What
I
do we
kind
do?
of wanted to go find my family, just as a...
I still need to ask about magic, so maybe they've got something about that here.
Do
Yes,
we have
we have-
break? Do we have weekends?
Yes.
What's the holiday pay like?
The Escutcheon is not like a job, my friends. The Escutcheon, we will trust you to do your best to defend the light. All you get is some extra benefits to help you on your way. So
So like a weekend job?
Yeah, I was going to say, just like...
we will provide you with training when you need it. You now get access to our secret tunnels so that you can try and help us take people out from below. We think now that this war is potentially lost and we are going to have to revert to guerrilla warfare. So this will mean strike raids from below. This will mean subterfuge and sneaking. This will mean all of those things. Perhaps even some military affairs. Who knows?
So what sort of training are you talking about? What are you planning to teach us?
Well, for a start, I can show you how to hold that bow properly, the one that's in the hall back there. You can have it once you finish meeting the king.
I know how to shoot my bow.
And he laughs and says, yes, you shoot like a hunter, I understand. But I am a military
But we got
man."
a funny guy. No, I can shoot a bow.
And he just says, we will allow us to show you a few things. You might be pleasantly surprised.
Rosie sort of just nods, but looks a bit miffed about it at the same time because she thinks she's pretty good. Her dad taught her, and it's her dad's bow, so to her, she knows all she needs to know.
Yeah,
Who's
yeah.
gonna break your bow?
If he does, I will kill him. And I don't care what sort of... This is an important thing.
Be in the side like fight, fight, fight.
Yeah. Just a hobbit, you know. Ah! Barbarian rage.
Anyway, you come into the king's chambers, and he is a small wizened man with a long beard. And more product placement there, Ali?
Product
Taste the
placement.
feeling.
It's all right. I'll fight for you, Pepsi.
Alternate. Yeah, same here.
I bounce. I can do bounce.
The king is sitting on a small stool. And he is,
On a small stool.
yeah, he's just sitting on a stool by a table with maps in front of him, and there are other
Okay,
people
but-
sitting around the table, also on stools and simple furniture. There is no
Like-
grandeur down here. These are just simply people planning. And on your entry, he stands up and he says, "Ah, my friends, welcome to the Escutcheon."
I'm
And
not
a-
your friend.
He walks forward and offers his hand to each of you in turn.
Hail Met! I shake his hand.
He
I
shakes your
shake his hand, but try and make it as firm as possible because I'm so small. I'm like, "Ah." like trying to show that.
How strong are you
Don't mess
going
with
with
me.
that? How strong are you going?
I don't want to crush his
Break
hand.
the king's
Yes, you do.
hand.
Roll.
That's what I heard.
Roll a
You
strength.
break the
Roll a
king's
strength.
hand.
Oh, I can't grip on
Yeah,
the
you're gonna roll a crit. You're gonna break the king's hand.
What am I rolling strength?
You're
Just
gonna
a
break the
straight
king's hand.
strength roll.
You psycho! You've just broken the king's hand.
Okay, well, if I'm going to do this and do it all the way, I want to make full eye contact whilst I'm doing this.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Oh, God.
Hello.
Oh, thank God.
So you give him a sort of a little grip, and he doesn't really notice that you're putting extra effort in. He's just. But the pair of you, when he shakes your hands, he sort of grips it with the other hand, and he looks deep into your eyes, and he is looking. Especially if you make eye contact, Rosie, you feel like he can see all the way into you. Like he can see your motives behind what you do and everything.
Can I put sunglasses on?
You sort of feel naked in front of him.
Does he? I mean, I don't have any pupils.
Same with you. You get the same
Same
feeling.
with eyes.
Yeah.
Can
Same with
I,
eyes.
like, would I feel awkward about this? Can I, like, either turn away, close my eyes, put sunglasses on, I don't know, but, like, try and break
I mean,
fur?
you can if you can look awkward if you want to look awkward.
Can I just look at him like this?
Runa's having a staring contest with him.
Just
He does not blink.
Okay, and he sort of looks deep into your eyes for a moment and just sort of nods and moves on.
I won. I'm victorious.
Again, you get the impression that he didn't realise it was a contest.
It just hears you silently go, "I've won. I've won."
And
I'm kind of figuring out. Due to my background, I'm not. Shall we call it used to looking into people's eyes when shaking hands? Like, not even used to shaking hands with people, but
no, but you would have seen Rosie and Runo just shake his hand, so you'll understand. Like,
I understand the
thing.
concept, sure, but I'm thinking due to why do I got 1.12 initiative again?
I
For
don't know.
fuck's sake, Scram.
I don't know. You can.
Never mind. Due to my background as a slave, I'm
He
thinking
hasn't felt the touch of another in many moons.
he
No.
will savor this.
I don't really look into people's eyes. That's what I'm gonna get to.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you because Ambly was dying.
Walter is just hating all the other characters. Like we're all there like this in a line.
I'll treasure this moment.
Could you say that again for me, please?
Due to my slave background, I'm not used to looking into people's eyes, and I'm trying to find my fucking initiative.
You were very bright all of a sudden.
Screen, Ed. I can see your screen.
Got the big screen.
I can see your paws. What the fuck is that with your screen?
Not only can we do what the king does and see into your soul, we can see your
You can see
paw.
everything. I find it last time.
So as you try and like avoid his gaze, he sort of like cranes around a couple of times and sort of doesn't so much look into your eyes, but just checks out your like face structural figure and like looks across your shoulders and sees that they are broad and sort of nods and moves on to finally Dwayne. He offers his hand.
I sort of begrudgingly take it and just sort of give him kind of a monotone stare in his eyes.
Yep. And once again, you get that feeling of delving as his eyes make contact with yours, and he just sort of like looks back into the very far reaches of your brain. And
I punch him in the face.
Don't punch the king! For the love of God. Can I see she's about to do this and go and pull the arm down?
Roll a strength check. I killed the king.
So as you get ready to swing, he just turns his back on you and walks away. And, he says,
Can I look at her like...
It's going well.
Yeah, Runa gives thumbs up.
he sort of says, yes, I believe that any one of you could be the next champion.
Ew.
I wonder who.
What
I
champion?
don't want it, so you know.
The champion of light, of course. The Escutcheon, I am the king, but we await the champion of light to embody the light once again and rid the world of darkness as it did years ago.
I'm okay just as I am.
Yeah.
I'm honest, but
Pass.
Yeah.
Not up for it. No.
Does
Oh,
the
well.
champion of light get any riches?
You greedy bastard.
here comes the
Well,
teeth.
Is
I mean that's so
curiosity.
that's so Gregor had some pretty sweet armor. I don't know if you get the same thing.
You'd look pretty.
Yeah, well, the champion of light and any of our great warriors will be equipped with our great armor. We will custom make armor for you, and I cannot believe I am selling the role of the champion of light. You'll be the most
All right. Sell it.
You're selling it to the wrong people. to be honest.
I look
don't
best
really
in
want
wine red.
You would actually, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
actually
You
make
would
one
stick
for
your
it.
eyes.
Jokes aside, my friend, the champion of light is the most celebrated person in all of the lands,
I
Yeah,
don't want
and any one of you could be he
that. No.
or she.
No.
I was going to say, hang on.
Well, I guess we know who it is.
Oh,
Patriotic
no,
swine.
there's two.
No, yep.
You patriotic swine.
So, he
Question,
yes.
because my brain is gone.
Good stuff.
What's this guy's name? The German-ish sounding.
I can't remember either of so
Yeah, I need to write it down.
Valak.
That's the one.
Oh, it's him.
Is it
Yeah,
Valak
the
or
German, Swedish, Scandinavian
Yes.
sounding guy.
The
Are
one
you
who
making fun of
doesn't
my
know where he's
culture?
from.
Valak? You're making fun of my culture.
No,
what
I'm
I'm
making fun of Scrat's ability to do accents.
I fight you. I fight you.
I am so glad that my accent is good enough that Ambly feels like she needs to defend it. This is great.
Emily, Gig has made fun of my accent for the.
No,
You have.
I speak very well English. That was
we're
my
not
plan.
we're not bringing my transgressions up. Okay, I didn't know you had a lisp. I'm sorry.
But not that.
It's the fact she's known you for like what, 7 years?
6.
Yeah, 6 years now.
Anyway, we.
Gig is, I was not talking about my lisp, anyways.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, let's keep.
So-
What's the king's name? I'm gonna try to write this down.
That's what I was about to say,
No.
King.
Are you literally asking that question in the presence of the king? Are you being that
Hi,
unsubtle?
what's your name?
Yeah, King, what should we call you? What's your name? I'm gonna write it down here on my paw so I can. You actually.
And Valak sort of leans round and says, "Come on, my friends. This is the king of the light, Doremir."
Who?
Who?
I think that
Dormir.
just aged about 10 years with that question.
Did you just... Oh, okay.
It's in chat.
Dormir. Doramir or Dormir?
Doremir.
Doramir.
Is he related to Boromir?
I was about to say, or even Keely and
Is
Keely.
it okay if I call you Dory for short?
We're gonna find.
And
We're gonna find.
when you say that, when he says that, his head sort of snaps around, and there's almost like a little tear in his eye, and he says,
You made the king cry.
My sister used to call me Dory. I would be honored if you would call me Dory."
Yeah.
Oh, that man.
hey, Dory, we're gonna find you.
I'm gonna find the hell out of you.
Find the hell out of you, Dory.
And like,
Adam, I must say this is like the greatest moment ever. I thought he would kill me.
Let us in real life never meet a royal. Yo, Liz.
Lizzie B, how's it going?
I'm sorry. Continue, Dory.
Yeah, sorry.
I've lost one of my sheets. Never mind.
We're at A4 down.
No, you're down to 3.
No, it's fine. I've got plenty of other material. So
This is bad.
the king sort of goes a little bit quiet, and he says, "My friends, I would like you to undertake a little mission for me. I understand you informed Valak in the dungeons under Fort Yondon that your brother is at the Dead Mountain. I would like you to hold on to that quest for a little while. You will have time, as the ceremony for turning takes at least a week. I know this.
Turning?
What, so they're going to be like tortured or something? They're kind of my priority.
Yes, but I would like the chance to train you and to sort out a little problem on Dead Bear Island.
Sort out a problem on Dead Bear Island.
I turn to Rosie. I'm just like, your family's gonna die.
They are basically. He's condemning them. Like,
Yeah. Well, all right.
my family here. Hang on. Why are they not a priority?
They are a priority, but
What's the problem on Dead Bear Island that's more important than my
Not so
family?
It's not more important. It is a chance to train you, my friend. A chance to train you and
Please don't say we have to go to that island. Please.
perhaps if some of the prophecies I have read are correct, it might be a chance to unveil some of your hidden potential.
Hidden potential. What are you talking about? Come on, Dory. Work with me here. This is Dory. This isn't Dory. This is Valak.
So, and the king sort of looks down and says, there are sacred tomes which only the king is allowed to view, but I have shared them with my advisors. And they talk of a party of potential champions who will arrive in the land during a great invasion. These prophecies were written, probably most of them are at least 200 years old. They talk of trouble with families, and they talk a lot about trouble with families. But they also mention that the old hag on Dead Bear Island would be a key step to unleashing your potential.
Is there any way that my family can come first?
I have released a group of Templars to go and waylay the party carrying your brother to the mountain. They left a week ago, so already they shouldn't be at the mountain already. They should be held up at least a bit, and you will still have time to interrupt the turning. The turning is also in the prophecies.
The turn takes 4 days.
And he sort of looks at you like, what do you mean the turning takes 4 days? How could you possibly know this?
Well, not entirely sure, but I might have a vision during my blackout before you divers rescue us.
Rosie like turns to them like, hang on, what? How do you know about the turning?
And the king's looking at you like, I implore you, go on.
Well, I saw my father and another blacksmith, another hobbit. Might be Rose's brother, not entirely sure, never seen him. And they're about to be turned, apparently, according to the...
They're going to be... Okay, we're going now.
And they are captured in the mountain, by the mountain. If I remember right.
Well, I mean, I understand that visions don't carry ID, but do you feel like this was a vision from the light, or?
Well, all I saw was a light and my father, so to speak, so yeah.
I love how like Malik's like, well, yeah.
He says,
Oh, looks like he's the warrior light. Great. Case closed. All right.
We'll go home.
this could change things, certainly. And he says, hold a moment, my friends, just a moment. And he walks over to his table of advisors, and Valak joins him. So once again, you guys are alone, and Volta's just revealed that he's had a vision while he was passed out.
Oh wow, a vision.
Wow,
cool.
definitely no one else has had anything like that.
Yeah, no, everything's absolutely fine.
Super random thing to say.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Man, I wish I had a vision.
Yeah, same.
So transparent.
Maybe we could get that old hag to come here instead of going to the island that I will not name. Maybe we could send a boat and the hag could come here and train us.
Surely it would be safer here as well if people
Yeah.
are wanting to go.
See, absolutely. Yep, let's not go. I think we should stay. Just
So what are you guys saying? That you're
Bring
going to
the
stay?
hag here.
We're not going to the hag. The hag's coming to us. We're not going to that fucking island. I've had enough of the sea. I almost died.
Narwhal.
Again.
One word, narwhal.
Yeah, no whale.
No, whale even.
No whale.
Well, I don't know. Scrat said it very differently. It could be, I don't know what it is.
You guys. So that the king and the Valak and all, they were still like talking, and one of the advisors is getting a little heated, and he says, "But what about the refugees?" And then they sort of
You're
go,
German.
not all, but some are, some aren't. Some are from the Northern Kingdom, some are from the South. You know, some are from Central.
They're all over the place.
Yeah, and then
What
but
do the southern ones sound like?
Right, my Jordan.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're coming all the way over here.
I think this plan is very good, mate.
Let's go to Dead Bear Island.
But you can't really. You only hear that eruption of what about the refugees, and then they go back to like quiet whispering again, and you still have time to discuss your current position.
Okay. I'm like, do we really want to go to this place? Do we want to be champions? Do we want to
No.
go near the hag?
We
The
got
hag is
4
not
days.
a good name for a person.
Yeah, that's not a name you call
Well,
someone
to be
that
fair,
you're
that-
friends with.
Dead Mountain isn't too good either. So
Yeah, the hag. Like, they're sending us to Dead Bear Island to see a hag.
good.
Like,
2 bad names.
well, I don't want to go to the Dead Mountain. So
Due to the fact you only got 4 days to save my father, it's going to take more than 4 days to get to Bear Island, I assume, or something, or back.
can I go and pull on, like, because I know I'm small, pull on one of the, on Valak's thing and be like, how long does it take to get there? Like, look it up.
He sort of turns. He as he sees you approaching, he leaves the table and comes back over to you and goes, "Sorry, my friend. What?"
He's so great.
How long does it take to get to this island with the hag?
Oh, we'll have one of our wizards create you a demon door, and you'll be there in moments.
Wait a second.
I don't trust magic, you know that, right?
Demon door. There's nothing in that that's sounding good. Like,
Door
whoa.
sounds alright.
Yeah, door's not bad. But when you combine it with demon, it's demon
he
door.
sort of like laughs and like snaps.
wait,
I forget.
hey, what's wrong with Demon?
Oh,
You're a special kind of demon. It's okay. You're a
You hear
tiefling.
that?
I'm talking about
It's
a
magic.
demon
You're
door.
special.
How do we know it goes to Bear
my
Island?
mother right now.
you hear that? You're special.
The special kind of special.
Special kind of demon. We like this one.
As
However,
Star
a
in the
demon
pot.
door, how do we know it goes to the island and we're not just going to be thrown into
Can I
like,
speak to one of your wizards? Where are they at?
He sort of laughs and says, "I forget that you rustic folk don't use magic so much. No, this is fine. It is tested magic. This will be absolutely fine. We use it in raids quite often."
Where are your wizards at? I want to speak to
I
them.
still don't trust
where
magic.
your wizard there.
Currently, they are sitting in the magical center. It takes a great deal of preparation to cast magic, so they are, meditating, etc. Now, if you excuse me, my friends, I must get back to this conference.
Goddamn giant oaf
Can
man.
we like go and see the wizards? Do we need to get on the door now? What is happening?
The Wizard of Oz.
Talking about it.
He's gone back to the table, and he's saying it's like you've reminded him of something, and he's saying, "Yeah."
Can I wander out and go find these wizards?
Wizard hunt. We're going
Yeah.
on a wizard hunt.
Yay!
Like a witch
Oh,
hunt.
yeah,
You know,
look,
it's not
look,
strange.
Let's follow the yellow brick road.
And as you guys as you guys get ready to leave, Valak, the meeting breaks up and the king turns around and Valak turns around and goes, "Oh, wait, my friends, wait. We have
Son of a bitch.
devised a plan if you would be willing to listen."
I'm
Yeah.
listening.
Where we can listen.
Okay. So, we have two problems here. The first is the old hag, and the second is the dead mountain. Both of which, because as agents of light, we would not just like you to save your brother, we would like you to eliminate the operations at the dead mountain if possible. So,
Right.
my king, would you continue? And the king sort of says, yes. So what we have decided is, we could get you a demon door onto Bear Island near a cart. The wizard will wait there for 24 hours whilst you go in, sort out the problem with the hag who is threatening the refugees landing on Bear Island.
So,
I start laughing. I do. I start.
I look at Dwell like, you alright?
I'm sorry. I just turned to Rose. I'm sorry. I just pictured this little old woman waving a stick at the edge of a cliff, stopping a boat from docking. All right, Dory, continue.
And he sort of fixes you with like a level gaze of. And then,
What is this strange
continues with,
creature?
now then, if it takes you more than 24 hours to sort out the old hag, we would like you to extricate yourself. We will send troops to distract if needs be. You can get back to the demon door, which will take you straight to the dead mountain. And then you can save your brother and shut down the operations there. Is that amenable to you?
I suppose it has to be, really, doesn't it?
Do we all have to go to the island which I will not name?
Yes. The prophecies recommend that you stick together.
How do we know these prophecies are like for the light and not a decoy to send us to the bad side or whatever?
Yeah.
There are dark prophecies that talk of the dark winning, and that is exactly why I advise against you splitting up. In the dark prophecies, they mention splitting up the 4 great champions.
Right.
Sounds good.
So they're going to divide us or try to.
It
Mentally or
sounds like-
physically?
I do not know.
Okay.
Okay, stick together. Got it.
Everyone in calms.
So, I would like you to spend a few hours with my Templars. They will just train you in a few of our ways. They'll get you a little more familiar with magic, particularly defending against it, because you will need that against the hag.
I can accept
Wait.
that.
Hang on, I thought that hag was on our side. This is hags aren't good.
What?
The old hag is a threat. She is
Push her off the cliff.
raising
Nobody
army.
there.
She is
Forget us.
raising an army of the dead to take, and it's threatening the villagers that are escaping there.
You made it sound like he was going to trade us. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
No, my friends. No, we will train you here, and that will be a mission where you can go and unlock your potential.
You're not very good with your speeches. I've got to be honest.
I must admit,
Do you do
I
like a
usually have writers.
Okay, well, where are the Templars then? Come on.
Okay,
Oh,
so
is that
Valak leads you out of the room, down the Crucible Chambers to the Templars, and you come to the chamber where there are some archers, some fighters, and some wizards. The archers show Rosie a special way of firing her bow,
Okay.
so that you may hold 2 arrows instead of 1,
Awesome.
Oh,
and you can attack twice. And they do other things as well, like straighten up your posture a little bit when you're firing. Like, you're used to firing from a crouch because you'll be like hiding in bushes. And they're like getting you to stand up and take a positive stance. You know, lean on your front leg, and they're just neatening up your archery technique a little.
Okay.
And the fighters take Volta and Dwayne aside, and they teach you a little finesse.
Can I wield 2 mauls?
No, you do get a little stronger and a little faster though, That goes to the pair of you, and you can now attack twice instead of once.
How often is that? Attack twice is my question.
Every time you attack.
Damn, son.
They're gonna die.
Fuck you.
The wizards take you aside, Runo, and you sort of have a short discussion where they can tell that you're magical, and they say, "Tell me, child, what is the nature of your magics?"
Nature? Well,
It's not spot on. It's
it
nature.
is nature.
Yes, but can you hide in the rain? Can you make yourself invisible? Can you transform into animals?
I can do that, and I can shoot poison out of my hands. That's pretty neat.
Whoa! Don't show us. That's okay. They say, okay, so what? There's not clearly. We are very different styles of magic. But how can we help you with your animal transforming? Is there a limit to it? Do you need to do something to be able to do it? How can we empower you?
I need to not.
Babe, you control
I
it.
need to leave my human body or something like that.
Okay, so they say, well, can you give us a demonstration?
Okay. Okay.
Just
I'm
look at
thinking
Captain
of my hunger again, because I still haven't eaten like for a long time, and focus on that instead.
As you focus on your hunger, you feel your teeth lengthen, and you turn into a wolf.
Ah, great.
It's you! You!
Hide the horses.
Hey, you fucker!
And one of the wizards goes, "Oh, I can create illusions like that," and he creates an illusion of a wolf that looks very similar to you.
Can I point a very intimidating finger at a wizard and be like, "You! I need to speak to you about magic stuff."
He says, "Okay, we can talk." One of them peels away actually to have a conversation with you, and we'll get back to that in a minute. Bruno,
Can I be like, is there anything I can learn that's just cool?
well, they're
Like
just
be faster and be more agile and stuff like that.
they'll teach you magical defense in just a moment. However, whilst Bruno is turned into a wolf and the other one creates a wolf familiar, a second wizard goes, "Oh, I can't create wolves, but I can create birds," and he creates like an illusion of a hawk. And as
I want to become a hawk.
as you see it, you suddenly feel like maybe you could turn into that.
Yeah, I do it. I do it.
And you find yourself focusing on your eyesight, focusing on tiny details. And as you do, you produce wings and you fly, a slightly larger version
Wolf.
of the hawk.
Nice.
So it's like
That's awesome. I transform back to human. Can I do that?
Yeah, you just once you start worrying about survival and like being a human and just human shit, you go back to tiefling.
Oh, okay.
You know what I
Great.
mean? Like, oh my brother, these guys, I need to stay with them. As soon as you start thinking like let them thoughts back into your head, you go back to tiefling shape.
Okay. I tell him that. Oh, this is so awesome because I can only turn into animals I have seen. So if you can just like conjure up illusions.
Take me
of
to a
different-
zoo.
You want them to bring
Yeah,
you want them to bring you a rabbit or something? Question: if they bring you a dead rabbit, do you transform into a dead rabbit?
Like an undead narwhal.
Yeah, I was
Can
thinking.
she saw
So-
that? Like, can she?
The third wizard hears this and goes, it's worth a test. I'm an empirical wizard. I like to test things. I only know how to summon one type of animal though.
Ooh, can you
Yeah,
make a
that's
bear?
not very helpful, is it?
Can you make a bear?
He summons using like you can see like a lot of concentration going into it. He's drawing more magic than the other two, and this isn't a familiar he produces. He actually summons an undead creature, and an undead bear appears in the cave. It has a large.
I knew it was gonna happen.
It has a large red eye, and it snarls.
I want to try to turn into a bear.
Oh,
So
I attack the wizard. Can I roll initiative?
We'll get to that in just one
Should
second.
he
Hang
wouldn't.
on.
We're not leaving this.
Whoa,
I punched the wizard
hang
in the
on.
face.
Tarot card, undead bear with a red eye stood over you. What if Ambly transforms into that and is the one that's doing it?
You better fucking not.
Hi.
So,
Fucking not.
Ambly, you transform into a large bear with a red eye.
A dead bear?
It is not undead. There are now
Okay.
2 bears in the room and the wizard. As you
It's like the
as you
elephant.
run to you leave the wizard that you were about to talk to about magic, Dwayne.
I punch him in the face.
You run towards the wizard that is summoning this bear, and
Yes!
he sees you coming and just points to the bear to block your path, and you are charging into the large undead bear.
Sounds
Can
good.
I
Let's
grab
fucking
her
go.
and pull her out of the way?
I sit down as a bear.
Can Rosie make the connection with the tarot card and try and grab Doyle and pull her out of the way?
Well, it sounds like Dwayle's trying to attack, so I think we need to compare athletics.
So what do I need to do?
I'm
Sorry?
gonna kill this wizard.
Athletics.
He's gonna. gonna have
Saving
one-
throw or normal?
What do you mean saving throw? on
I don't
normal?
know.
There's
Hang
only
on.
one athletics. Shit. Let's do
Okay.
strength. I'll win. I'll win.
I
It's-
do a cartwheel and I cartwheel her out of there.
Athletics is strength. No, you run up and you sort of like grab grab Dwayne in like a sort of like a arms behind the head sort of like grab and like pull her back sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like you do, yeah. You get your arms under hers and you like hold her up so that her arms are out like this sort of thing. And
I'll fight you.
yeah, and the wizard sort of like looks shocked and he immediately dispels the bear and he says, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend anyone. I've only seen this once at the old hag's house.
Oh, we're gonna go see your mom.
You're in so much trouble.
Oh my god, you gonna go. Oh.
Oh, and she lives at Dead Bear's Island.
Oh, that's just rubbing it in. Like, my god, let's go back to that.
You're easily just by things first, Ambly.
Oh. Look at Allie. She has so much emotion. She can't even comprehend it.
I think we need a break. We'll giggle to the breaking place.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Alice.
Family reunion.
Alice.
Yes.
I'm gonna come visit you next week.
I know. Do you know what? Feel free.
I will. Scrat, you fucking asshole. I hate.
Oh.
I sort of okay. So back in, I sort of go incredibly quiet and just sort of slump in Rosie's arms.
I sort of just hold her like half in shock.
I go and
what
give her a
the
bear hug.
hell? Do we know about the bear? I
Pick you
can't
the
remember.
fuck up. No, you
No,
don't.
we don't.
I've
That's
sort
a
of
bear.
never said
Like-
anything.
So
I've never said anything.
So whilst you're sort of like looking there sad, you can look across at Runo, who currently looks a lot like an undead version of Bramble.
Well, it's not undead.
No, a
It's
sort of
dead,
live,
that's-
sorry, sort of a live version of Bramble, but still with a red eye though.
Can I just sort of take Dwayne, thinking, okay, I don't know what's happening, but it's obviously affecting her, and just sort of drag like away to a nicer space? I'm like, here, have a cup of tea, like sort yourself out, sort of thing. Like try and comfort her, like, well, what's up? Why have you had such a reaction to this?
It's kind of a long story, but
And then you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. Like,
another time.
just take a time out. And I
Another
sort of-
time, but yeah, and I sort of put a hesitant hand on Rosie's shoulder and a very rare display of actual genuine positive emotion. I sort of go,
Well, I was gonna say, Rosie sort of
thanks.
just smiles, pats you on the shoulder, and sort of gestures for you to drink your tea. Gets up, walks past you, walks back towards, sort of does that to a wizard, and really makes like an evil eye contact, and then keeps going back to the archery
I'm sorry.
range.
was that?
So you guys take a break because the wizards are a bit nervous to teach you magical defense right now, especially the one that you wanted to attack. He doesn't want to start firing missiles at you for you to defend if you're going to kill him. So there's a brief interval where you are fed, and you are fed not a small meal, but not a wealthy meal. It's definitely a soldier's meal. It's like rations, that sort of thing, but freshly cooked. So you get some bread, you get a little bit of like tinned
dried food. Warm.
I eat like an animal. I am human form, but Runo is extremely hungry.
Rosie sat like this, really delicate, watching Runo, like, oh my god, like eating normally, like sort of holding out a napkin just to be like, there you go.
Dude, her mouth.
And the chef walks out and he sort of like sees you all eating, and he's like, you really like my meal?
Runo has his mouth full, but just like.
Says, I'll cook you something special, seeing Runo like devouring this bread and stuff. And he comes back and he's cooked...
It's gonna be dead narwhal.
It's gonna be bear.
He has cooked a fresh trout. And it's like laden with like lemons and stuff like that, and it's got like herbs on it and stuff. You can tell that he's a chef that really likes to share his art, but he's generally surrounded by soldiers who don't care. And
where'd you get lemons from down here?
Sorry, what was it? I didn't hear.
It's like a trout with like lemons cut up on it and herbs and all sorts of things.
And I'd be like so excited because I would eat.
I raise a hesitant hand after swallowing my meal and be like, where did you get fresh lemons down here? We're in a tunnel.
Well, I was actually the palace chef, and I was allowed to teleport into the larder and retrieve all my ingredients.
And the first thing you took was lemons?
Never question a chef's pantry.
I eat it with delight.
Can I taste it and be like, oh, this is the best. I haven't had this sort of thing in so long, like, because that's the sort of thing Rosie would have eaten.
Okay, so if you all partake in this, you are now well rested, and I will give you each an advantage to use at some point.
Okay. Oh, okay. Also, question: what happened to our hit points? Is our health increased?
Health increased. Yep.
To how much?
Oh, hang on. I might not have done you.
Because yours.
Oh, I have 52.
What the? Yeah,
hang on. I might have.
It's still wrong.
Hang on. Have I messed this up?
Yeah, you have. No. Yeah, I have 52. Yeah, I'm never gonna die. Yeah, that's
I am 20 right now. Please take care of me, guys.
What's everyone got?
But Scratchers, the hit dice we did was for the HP increase, right?
Yeah.
Aren't you able to choose from a static number as well?
Hang on, I did mess it up a little bit.
I can't wait to have 100 hit points.
I'm so hungry for something like trout.
I just want to get to 30. That would be amazing.
Alice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna maybe get a Sally Lamb bun tomorrow.
Oh, this is why I need to move the dog. It's like smoked salmon and scrambled egg, where it's just like the. I want to try them all.
You'd love the cinnamon butter one.
I know, it did. Like when I saw someone else come out with it, I was like, "Can I order 2?"
I fucking love cinnamon.
What I did earlier was I gave Rosie gave Rosie Ali's
dices.
Yeah, 52. Yeah.
Oh, how can you take away from your wife?
So hit points.
I have 62 hit points. I'm never gonna die.
So hit dice.
Fuck you, Temper Island. I'm gonna take you on. Yeah, that's right.
Yay! I'm gonna change
I just love
maximum. Oh, there. Okay, great.
I just love Ed earlier because he was just like,
I am 31.
I'm not.
I fucking love
So I'm gonna assume that during this meal, Dwayle's been a little quieter than everyone else.
Yeah.
And
Because you did ask my question though.
Oh, sorry, what was the question?
Aren't you allowed to choose from a static number as well, instead of a dice and increasing hit points?
Yes, you are actually.
Because I kind of wanted to root one and increase one static, technically.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. That's no problem.
On point.
We'll take your nat 1 and make that the static number instead. So that'd be on a d10, 6, 10. Lovely.
Oh,
That's not Volta. There he is.
there he is.
So, there we go. Much better. Okay, so Dwayne sitting quietly to one sort of a little to the side, sort of maybe picking at the trowel sort of thing. The wizard who summoned the bear comes and sits next to you, and he says, I'm very sorry about earlier. Are you okay?
It's fine. You didn't know. It's whatever.
If you'd like to talk, there was a strong reaction. I mean, my job is to prepare you for the old hags.
I won't talk about why, but I just do need some answers. And I sort of put down my trowel, and I sort of turn to him and sort of say, what do you know about sacrificial stuff? Like, somebody killing something in order to get power.
He sort of goes a little like quiet and looks, maybe his face sort of darkens a little. And I assume that everyone eating sort of goes quiet as well, as you're all sort of like...
Yeah, I'm sort of like...
Yeah, well, we're listening. I'm still eating, but I'm listening.
He says there is a school of magic which all wizards are taught of, but very few at least openly dabble in. And that is the school of necromancy.
Oh, crap.
Fudge.
These wizards can absorb health from creatures that they kill. They can raise dead bodies to fight alongside them. They're, like I say, we all are sort of taught a little, but never too much. I can't tell you the whys and hows, but they are very much a class of wizard that lives off the demise of other races.
Where can I speak to someone who'll know a lot about it?
Unfortunately, most of the Great Library was destroyed with the city, but
Of course it was.
I mean, visiting the old hag will certainly be a learning curve. She is almost certainly a necrotic, a necrotic caster.
Alright, well, thanks. And I sort of turn back to my dinner.
And he sort of says, like, thank you, and sort of hesitantly, like, puts a hand on your shoulder and gives you a little, like, pat, and then walks away.
Pat, pat, pat.
Oh, I asked him, can you show me a mouse later so I can turn into a mouse? That would be...
Ed! That was amazing. Ed just went,
And then there was light.
Well, have I seen... I've
pretty
probably
cool.
seen a mouse before, haven't I?
Not since your awakening, I would say.
you've
Oh,
seen
okay.
a horse.
I want to see a mouse.
You've seen a horse, you've seen a giant undead narwhal.
When you guys finish your meal, unfortunately, you don't feel like you can transform into the narwhal. You feel like it's a bit too big, a bit too much of a challenge.
Well, I don't want to. I want
You're
to turn
too
into a mouse.
Well, anyway, when you leave the dinner table and you come back to the wizards, they unfortunately say that we can't really use much more. I know to you, creating animals isn't a parlor trick because it's very useful to you, but we need to conserve our energy for this training. And basically, one at a time, they hand you each a shield, which I would like you to add to your inventories. It is a wooden shield that has been imbued with magical power.
I should replace the one I had already gotten.
Okay.
Here's my question. Should I replace it? Or should I have two shields? It feels kind of weird.
Like, I think you could have two shields. Like, this one's only a little, like, shield. It's more like a buckler than a full shield. So you could sort of, like, put it on your hip where one of your, like, swords would go, just over the...
I don't have swords on my hip.
or okay, where it would go.
I understand what you say. I'm saying that neither the two-handed sword. Well, the two-handed sword is not on my hip.
Yeah, I'm sort of seeing your back like a coat of arms, where you've got the shield and the two handles like sticking out from behind it.
What stats does it have?
So it is a classic shield that gives +2 to armor class, but only when you're holding it. So you have to drop your for Rosie. You'd have to put your bow away to hold the shield.
Okay.
And the same goes for Dwayne. You'd have to drop your maul to be able to hold it. And it is a shield that allows you to block magical attacks. And you spend the next couple of hours where they fire fireballs and like ice spikes and like even lightning things at you, and you learn to block. And they warn you of one of the only things that they cannot block against. And one of them starts creating a rumbling in the floor, and sparks, like spikes of earth, start shooting up out of the ground. They say they can only block attacks which are fired at you airborne in a straight line. Attacks that you can see and that you can block.
Okay. I might need your help adding that later. I just tried to, and I think I've messed something up.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so Valak comes back in after a few hours of training and says, Good, you're all looking like you are capable Templars. Well done! Haha! And he says, I am sure you are keen to get on to fight the old hag, so that you can then go and save your brother, because, you know, I understand what it is like to have family in danger, and I feel like that is, I know how important that is to you, but we'll just get the old hag out of the way first, and then we are clear sailing to get on to our families. And he sort of turns away and goes to another section of the wizard's quarter, where they have two wizards have been working together to create a shimmering portal.
Can I throw something through the portal first? Because I'm just like, I want to see it.
But if you're gonna throw something, you have to have it grouped. You can drag it back if it hurts on it. No, you have to throw something through it. Doesn't help you anyway. You have to.
No, I want to see something
drag.
bag.
Does the thing that you throw fly out of the portal and hit a wizard on the other side?
That's what I'm sort of aiming. like an apple or something.
Like a brick.
Will be like, I just want to make sure nothing.
Like a brick, and it's just this dead wizard.
Oh look, a mole.
through the other side of the portal, you hear a voice come through the portal. Like as you get closer,
ow!
It goes, "Here, come on, you lot, stop mucking around. Get through the portal."
Oh my god!
Can I stick my hand to be like touch it, sort of like? Oh,
you sort of feel a tingly feeling, but then you just pass straight through.
Runa walks in.
Yeah.
I take a run at it and jump.
Okay, so as you do this, you guys, do the rest of you just walk through sensibly, or?
I give a long sigh and just sort of follow everyone.
So I'm guessing you have to. How big is it?
There's two wizards conjuring it, so they've made it tall enough for you to walk through comfortably.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just want to say, Runa is not like afraid of this demonic door just because he's technically some sort of a demon. So he's kind of like, oh shit.
And he knows magic.
I am cautious going through though.
So, Runa, you stride forward confidently through into the next scene, and Rosie sort of like jumps through and barrels into you. And the rest of you like walk through to see sort of like a mess of arms and legs as Rosie has taken out Bruno.
Yeah, no, I just turn around and say, "You okay back there?"
I'm good. I sort of get up, brush myself off, and sort of try to look slightly less embarrassed. I am.
And do I fall over, or is she just like bumped behind me?
You get taken out. You weren't expecting it. You walk confidently through, and she's
hey!
Like, I'm seeing it as like, you know, when you jump into a swimming pool. That's what I've seen Rosie do. She like runs forward and goes into a cannonball. So you just get hit in the back by this small hobbit that just bam. You know.
I feel like this is speaking from personal experience, Scrat.
It is.
So in front of you is a roguish-looking Templar. He is wearing Templar armor, but it's very leathery, and there are straps that he can use to conceal his emblems, so that he can pass as a common merchant or mercenary. and he's standing next to a cart, and he says, "Right, come on, hop in the cart. I'll take you down to the tomb entrance, and then I'll run away back here, and the wizard should be back free by then."
Oh my god, it's a
And who are you?
Can I walk up to the cart, and I'm assuming it's bigger than I am, so I'm sort of like trying to jump onto it rather than just step onto it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you scramble up onto the cart.
And
Is there anyone else on the
who
cart?
are you supposed to be?
I'm your guide. I'm just if we cast this sort of magic that close to her lair, she'd be alerted. So I'm just going
What's
to
your
take you
name,
the rest
guide?
of the journey.
Do you have a name?
Jakar.
Jakar the guide. Okay. Well, Jakar the guide, let's go.
I start laughing again.
Yeah, Rune laughs to like.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
And Jakar looks a little hurt. And he just
Oh,
goes and sits.
I hold out my hand to shake like Jakar's hand, like, it's nice to meet you, Jakar the guide.
He says,
Haha, Jakar.
It's nice to meet civilized folk, he says, and gives you a hand to shake. And goes and hops in the seat.
Oh, Jacko.
Oh, that's funny.
It's funny. We're
don't
still just
know
like giggling in the back of the.
Yeah. Me and Dwayne are just having a moment.
We're just giggling, we're having a good time.
Did Volta jump on too?
I jump on.
As,
We left him.
Otherwise we're like,
let's
what?
go.
as Volta climbs onto the cart last, like you can feel the axles creak a little bit and the wheels sort of buckle in a little way.
I sort of
But they-
brace
I'm not
myself.
that heavy.
But you know, it's
I
okay.
brace myself.
Time for some
It's a
weight,
difference,
Mr. Volta.
Sure.
And so he kicks the horse into a trot, and you make your way down a road. You are in a sort of like desolate forest section of the island. There's trees around you, but it looks like a winter without snow. All the trees are dead. There's not really any bracken on the floor. It looks quite barren and actually quite dry for a winter month.
Ah, shit.
Is it cold?
It is cold. There is a breeze blowing that chills you to the bone.
You just described a Swedish spring.
Or winter, summer, or autumn.
Well, autumn is the same, but it's kind of damp in air. It's not dry.
Wow,
Is
Sweden
this the
sounds
sort-
So
great.
winter, autumn, spring, summer.
Is this the sort of temperature like Rosie?
There's a lot of
used
snow
to
here, actually.
because it's mountainous, or because it's like the mountain sort of.
No, this
Like,
is not. There is a dry mist in the air.
So we're just getting wet and cold.
A dry mist.
How can a mist be dry?
I was going to say
It's called
mist is
sand.
water.
It does not feel like a natural weather climate.
Okay.
I call magic.
Well done, Volta.
Well,
Yeah,
well,
can I
yeah.
for magic?
Wow, top points for this guy.
And as the cart trundles
Watch it,
along,
people.
it gets onto a little trail, and off to the left you can see. You can see. At first you think it's a town, but on inspection, you can see it's actually a deserted town. There's a small church and bell tower, and all the windows are broken. The bell is cracked. Part of the wall has fallen down, and it looks like the village has been set on fire in the past. There's lots of burnt buildings and all that sort of stuff. And
Do I find anything worth taking?
you're actually just looking from the cart.
Yeah, do I see anything?
Just get her binoculars out.
So you as you focus on your eyesight, you get the option to change.
I do that.
I give her a long stare.
You
Have
transform.
we seen her change into a bird yet?
You were in the same chamber when she did, so you would know about
Okay.
this.
I sort of move away, like as she flaps.
you
Bam!
turn into a small flapping bird, and as you do, the pressure on the axle relieves a little, and the cart sort of uprights itself, and the Jakar sort of turns back and says, "Yeah, it's very clever in that, but I'd be careful. If you do magic much closer to the witch, she'll spot us."
Jacko.
Okay, do I see anything? Like a piece of silver or
So with your eagle eyes, you can see into the village, and you can see that it has been totally ransacked.
Okay.
You look at the church, and in the churchyard there are graves and gravestones, all of which have been looted.
Oh.
All the
Okay.
graves have been dug up.
Someone beat it to the punch.
Okay.
Oh god, necromancer and dead bodies.
Nothing else
No.
worth noting.
Nothing of significant worth, no.
Okay. I turn back to human.
I guess you land on the cart first?
Yes.
I'm
Yes, I
running
do.
behind the
No,
car.
Oh,
Yes,
and suddenly
Where's-
you land on the ground, and suddenly the cart bumps a bit as
would
it goes
actually-
over something. What was
I
that?
actually land on Volter's shoulder and then turn into
I was gonna say, 'cause if you landed on either mine or Dwell's, you'd crush us.
No, I land on Volter's shoulder and then turn into a human sitting on his shoulder.
So as you transform,
Well, when you land, I'm gonna throw you off.
so the
I
bird,
don't want the claws
Please,
in my.
please, can you land on Jakar? Please.
No, he's driving. He's driving.
as you land on Volta's shoulder, Volta sort of like shoos you away, like don't land on me. You start to transform, and you transform into a seated position, and you are sort of seated on Volta's broad shoulder for a second.
Do you mean I can't brush her away?
You can brush her away if you like, but she's sort of human now. There's no talons, so.
Well, as soon as she landed, I would brush her away.
So as soon as you land on him, he just pushes you off,
Jakar.
and you fall onto the cart.
Oh, that's great.
Me transformation.
Yeah.
Guys, some kind of obvious news, but all the graves are looted, and yeah, that's probably gonna be an undead army waiting for us. Just saying.
Well,
Great.
that's just brilliant.
Lovely.
I wanna smoke my pipe again.
You can do that. Yep.
Do that.
I sort of just absent-mindedly hold on to my little amulet.
I'm sort of trying to waft the smoke out of my eyes as I sharpen. Can I sharpen like the tips of my arrows?
Yeah, you can sit and sharpen your weapons, no problem.
Can I lace some with that powder again?
Ooh, that's not the
Not
idea.
here, not here.
No, no, I'm going to set it
You
off.
do it,
here.
Bruno
But
will
just
actually
lacing them should be
not
fine.
do it here, just
Don't
saying.
drop them. I think we should be fine.
I Oh shit. Oh, nice. I lean over to Jakar, who's driving, and I sort of prop one elbow up like this and just sort of go, "Where you from, Jakar?"
Can I see this?
That
I
is
sort of
trouble.
shuffle forward and lean over the other side of it.
Where you from, buddy?
Well, to be honest with you, I was a sailor, so I've been all over.
Happy.
Yeah,
all over.
before I got brought into the order as a spy, yeah, I was a sailor. I went on all sorts of trips and errands.
Have you ever seen an undead name? What was it called? Name?
Horrible.
Oh well.
Norvale.
Is Jakar your real name?
Yes.
So your mother. So when you were born, your mother looked at you and said Jakar is a good name.
Well,
Fucking rude giggles.
well, to be honest with you, I didn't really have much of a mother. I grew up on the sea.
Oh no! Oh
There's a name one of the captains gave me on the first boat.
no! Oh, you stepped in
Oh my god, the captain was so dumb. Oh my
it.
I clap him on the back with a big laugh and say, "Ah, you're all right, Jakar."
Thanks, I think. Anyway, quiet down. He says, "Quiet down. We're coming over the hill now, and we should be able to see the."
How high is this cart? Like, if people say Volta's sitting in it, is it like at his waist, and then I'm like this? I have to sort
Yeah,
of
me
stand up to
and
peer in.
Rosie are like, "Oh,
What is happening?
what's going on?"
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay, then I sit near Jakar and literally peer over so I can see what's happening.
Brilliant. And so he sort of like pulls over and says, "Right now, we're getting just over this rise. You'll see the old hag's lair. So let's get off the cart because it'll be too noisy, and let's just creep up. So he hops off the cart, and he sort of like transforms a little bit. He doesn't change visually, but he goes from this sort of like cocky, striding, "Hey, what's up, guys?" sort of manner, and he sort of like lowers into a crouch, and suddenly you are reminded of assassins and master thieves as he dips away into the forest.
Shit.
Can I draw my bow and arrow and just knock them so that they're ready?
Yes.
I take out my 2 mauls, which we've agreed upon, me wielding.
So just through the trees is a bit of a clearing where the trees obviously aren't arcs, it's a clearing, and there are skulls and bones littered on the floor, dead bracken, and a cave entrance.
Can I sort of push one of the bones about with my feet to see if I can identify what, like, is it human? Is it halfling? Is it dwarf? Is it,
So there is a mix of bones here. Some are bare bones, some are human or tiefling, some are goats. It's a whole mix.
Okay, then can we see Jakar anywhere? Or is he snuck off?
Jakar is sitting in the clearing near you behind a tree. He's just made himself visible to you, and he's sort of like giving you a little wave and just going like the cave.
Can I edge forward to the edge of the cave and sort of have a look in? Arrow's still ready.
So as you pass through the clearing, do you all pass through the clearing?
Yes.
No. I'm gonna wait till I see a good sign from a certain hobbit. Well,
as you pass through the clearing, you kick across a few bones and that sort of thing. Dwayne, are you going with Rosie?
Yes.
As you step on a leaf, it turns to ash.
Ah, shit. Okay. I sort of go very quiet and just sort of stop and look down.
Do I hear, like, does it make a noise? Do I hear her do this?
It sort of at first makes like a crumpling leaf sort of sound, and then it sort of just that sort of sound just tapers off as it just turns to noiseless ash.
Okay. Can I get to like the front of the cave, put my back to it, and try and peer around the corner so I can keep my bow and arrow drawn without it being seen, if you see what I mean?
Yes. As you get to the cave, you peer around and you can see all is dark. It is much colder here. It seems like the breeze is blowing out of the cave.
Can I hear anything other than the breeze?
The whistling of wind.
Okay, well, I don't have dark vision, so if someone does, it'd be great.
I do.
Okay. Come on, tiefling.
Okay.
Sneaky.
I can't really turn into an animal because that's just gonna sense magic. But I try to see.
Just as a point of note, you lose your dark vision if you turn into an animal.
Depending on the animal, right?
Oh, okay.
Depending on the animal, yeah.
Good note. I'm gonna just go sneak like beside Rosie and try to look in.
Okay, so as you look in, you can see like a passageway that goes down with rough steps carved into the floor. At least they look carved at first, but actually when you look closer, they are old dead wood that are making a staircase.
Okay, I'm looking for hidden traps.
There it is.
There it is. I found one.
Roll me a perception roll.
Okie dokie.
I go up to the cave as well.
Yeah, same.
Oh wow!
Damn, son.
My eagle eyes.
The counter roll.
So, as you are looking for a trap, you can see further down a large pile of bones next to a step that will it's like a pressure plate. If you stand on it, it's gonna sink, and something's gonna happen. As you walk through the clearing, Volta, the skeletons start to stir.
Damn it.
You just hear Jack say, "She knows we're here!" And he throws a dagger at a skeleton. And
he does now that you shouted.
So what kind of sneak are you?
Typical Jack.
Well,
And then I quickly turn in the direction of the skeletons and have my 2 arrows knocked ready.
So 3 skeletons rise, and they are not like they're not like a human, a goat, and a bear. They are an amalgamation of different bones, which are just making humanoid forms. So one has got like goat's horns for fangs. It's on a bear's head, and it's like a
these fucking bears.
I can smash them.
Let's have some initiative. There are 3 amalgamations of skeleton.
All right, these fuckers are going down.
Hey!
Oh wow!
Fuck yeah! Did you guys get that? Because it said I got no valid token selected.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, we can see.
Okay.
Do you get that?
Woo, my turn.
So, yeah, that's
Before
it.
we start,
Yeah.
can we have like a 2-minute pee break?
Yes, go for it.
Yes, go!
Go!
So,
Oh, fucking hell.
Dwayne, you are faced with 3 skeletons. One has like a goat's head. You know that like sharp
Yeah.
looking face, and it has curly horns on it. It also has like lines of teeth, like more teeth than it should do, sort of like a shark's mouth, but
Yikes.
with all sorts of different types of teeth instead of shark's teeth. And they have all like got their bodies, rather than just looking like single rib cages and spines and stuff, they're like just like rough torso shapes made up from just bones just laying on top of each other.
No.
So since everyone's AFK at the minute, how are you feeling about all this, Ali?
I hate you.
Did you write down everything I said earlier?
No.
Oh dear.
You're gonna have to relay it to me again.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, you are, you prick! Yeah, you are! Or I'll tell Alice and she'll get you. She'll get you good. I'll tell Alice, you ass. I'll tell Alice. I'll tell her what you've done.
And how are you feeling about the old hag?
I'm gonna kill you! You're such an ass! I don't like you anymore. I don't like you at all. You're so mean.
Oh, you love it.
It's the worst campaign I've ever been in. You're just tortured by fucking bears. I hate bears now. I don't like them.
Oh, you love bears though. You're pro bear.
I don't like bears. Oh. No, in all seriousness, it's going really fun.
Still loving the t-shirt, Ed.
Yes.
So, like, I asked Ali the question. I'll ask you two as well. Did you write down your notes from earlier?
What notes?
The blackout notes.
Oh, you mean the vision?
Yeah,
I did type nothing.
You didn't type nothing.
I had to feed the cat. I feel bad leaving her.
Alice,
Yeah.
Just give them also.
that's
to
being
Discord
awful
chat.
to me.
What are you doing?
Tell him. He's being really awful to me.
I've not done anything. I just asked Ali if she'd written down her notes.
Yeah, he's not being very nice.
Oh, you're planning something.
I know.
Isn't he always? He's a schemer.
Such a prick.
So you have these 3 skeletons in front of you. One of them's got like this bear's head with like short goat horns for teeth. Another one is like got a goat skull with tiefling horns sticking out of it in large curls, and their torsos are like they're not like just like spines with rib cages on. They are like just an amalgamation of different shaped bones, making roughly torso shaped shapes. So like they're not like classic skeletons. They're just bones animated into humanoid form.
It's a lazy necromancer.
Yeah.
An anatomically incorrect necromancer.
Just put them both together, whatever.
The third skeleton has a head which looks sort of like I don't know, maybe something like a snake or something. It's just got a large mouth with just rows of teeth, like laid out like shark's teeth, but all different types of teeth making up them rows.
Okay, man.
Hang on.
So, Dwayne, what you doing?
I've had enough of these fucking bears. I'm gonna go and absolutely beat the
Demolish.
shit out of the one. with the
Demolish
bear.
them.
Roll me an attack roll.
All right. I click my maul, don't I?
You do.
All right, come on. Okay.
That will
Okay.
hit. You hit the skeleton and like a bone flies off of its torso and scatters along the ground, and it sort of like goes yeah, and like turns to you, and the bone.
Yes, you too, ass.
The bone comes flying back across the ground and reassembles into the torso.
Oh, fuck's sake! Come on. All right.
You have a second.
I have two. Okay.
Hit the win. Yes.
Okay. Well, if taking it out, can I use my turn to roll a perception check to see if is there any special part? Is there any part of it that's glowing or whatever?
I'm afraid once you attack, that counts as your action, and you just get an extra attack.
Wah! Fine. Okay. So I guess I'll try and take its head off again. So with my maul.
So that hits the head, and as you do, you crack the tooth, the goat's tooth, and this section of tooth just flies off, and the head fully turns, and it turns a bit too far, and then carries on turning all the way around until it's the right way around again.
Ah!
Indeed.
God damn it. Okay.
So next up, Rosie.
Okay, can I just... Okay, so I've got 2 arrows knocked. Can I do 2 skeletons at a time if they're close together?
You can. So what you sort of do is you sort of do a Mongolian style arrow hold, where you hold one arrow in your hand holding the bow, so you can draw and fire, then grab the next one and draw and fire really quickly.
Okay, so what I want to do is I want to go see if I can knock the legs off of these things.
Anyone in particular?
Are there any attacking other people at the moment?
They haven't rolled yet.
They've not gone yet, but
I haven't really done
Dwayne
anything.
is in combat with the bear-shaped one.
Okay.
So don't blow that one up.
Oh, that's a good point. Are you firing your explosive lined arrows?
No, not at the moment. No.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. Are there any that are close to me? Because I need to keep a distance anyway.
So aren't you by the cave and you're in the clearing?
Yeah.
So it should be some distance.
Can I just fire at 2 of them that are? If I'm taking out, I've only got 2 arrows, haven't I?
You have 2 arrows to use on your turn.
Okay, then I'm just going to attack any one of them. Ones that are more upright rather than a bare one on the ground.
Okay, yeah, they've all gone for humanoid form. They've just got different heads.
Oh, I'll go for the bear then. Try and get it away from Dwayne.
Okay, so fire.
Okay.
The arrow just soars past the head of the bear.
Oh, God.
Through the eye.
There. Boom.
Not much damage though.
This arrow does go into the eye socket, and just an arrow is now sticking out of the eye socket, and it's not really.
No, I'm aiming for the legs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I sort of shoot Rosie a very dry thumbs up. Well done.
Hey.
Runo. You are muted, Runo.
Oh.
Somewhere.
And Ambly was never heard from again.
What?
Yeah,
You're
we can
right,
hear you
though.
now. You're very quiet.
Oh, great. I'm gonna fix that.
Well, you better.
And now we're back. Okay,
There you
cool.
Oh,
Yeah. How far away am I from the one Rose is aimed at?
they're all sort of a similar distance. They're all within 20 feet.
Okay. I want to use my poison spray. I can speak. On that thingy.
Okay, so you what's the range on that one?
10 feet.
So you rush up and you can poison spray more than one, I believe, can't you?
I actually don't know. How do I
So if you click on the spell sheet, which you're already on.
You extend your hand toward a creature. You can see.
Is Skeleton perceptive to poison?
So
That's my question.
it's okay. So it looks like it's just one creature, and they need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Now is the time to find out how much Constitution they have.
Should I roll anything?
No, it's fine. Maybe damage in a minute.
Skatios, you do got the dice roller, right? You know that?
Yeah. I'm just used to this.
You're not lazy enough. -5. Wow.
So they fail.
Clearly.
Oh, okay, great. I'm trying to find damage. Hit dice. Is it that one?
No, it'll be in the spell. It'll be.
Oh, spell. Sorry.
It'll tell you. 1d12.
Is it plus anything?
No, just so like you're going for the same one, yeah, the bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, kill the bear.
You coat it in like a poisonous cloud, and like at first it doesn't look like anything happens, and then the bones sort of like start to discolor a little bit.
Okay.
They turn green.
So then it will be my turn, and the bear skeleton is going to attack Dwayne.
Yeah, fucking bring it on, ass. I'll kill you.
Does that beat your armor class?
No! Ha!
And for its second attack.
Ha!
So
one happy camper.
I do that to the skeleton.
So
fuck you!
the sharky kill Ali first like usually, yep, wrong. The shark skeleton is going to run towards Volta, who looks like a giant threat, and he's going to dive at you.
Oh no.
Does 10 beat your armor class?
Nope.
And finally, the last skeleton.
There are 4 skeletons.
3.
Yeah.
One had 2 attacks.
Oh, okay.
The last skeleton is also going to attack you. The goat-headed one.
Mm-hmm.
Does 18 beat your armor class?
It sure does. By 3.
Sorry, 3. Yep, 3. I don't like the dice roller. I can't tell when I've done it. Okay, so we are going around to Volta then.
Should I take 7 damage or?
Take 3. I didn't hear it roll.
Yep. I'm gonna, instead of going lateral, I'm gonna go straight down with my hammer.
A 15 does hit, and you do 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
I'm gonna attack twice.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to dice damage twice.
That seems like a very low roll for a 2-handed hammer.
2d6 plus 4.
Yeah, wow, okay. Just awful roll. Okay.
Yeah, fuck you, man.
So you have a second attack?
That's better.
Is
yeah,
it
no,
the...
you just got 2 1s last time. You actually have to make the second attack roll. This is swing and a miss on the second attack.
Yeah, that's big.
The whale. Sorry. Unless you got any bonus actions.
Well, my attack twice is the only thing I got really.
Okay.
For this turn.
The whale.
Okay, right. This time, can I use my perception check to see if it's got any weaknesses? Like, if I hit and bones just fly back, then there's no point in just continually hitting it. So, is it perception to see if there's like anything like holding it together? Is there any like glowing thing in it or whatever?
Yep. Okay. So, you can see where Runo has poisoned the bear skeleton. Like the bones which came back fall off again.
Okay.
So it looks like maybe something magical will help you.
Casually looks to see if I have anything magical.
Also, Ed, I just reread your feats because of your great weapon fighting, because you rolled a 1 on the damage roll. Oh no, it's attack rolls. It's attack rolls. Never mind.
Okay, I guess I used the shield, but I think I've put in the attack wrong for the shield. What is it? What's the attack? Is it plus?
Well, if you're attacking with it, that would just be an athletics check, I guess.
Oh, okay. Fuck you!
What'd you get? Boom.
20.
So you charge into the skeleton with the shield. I'm gonna say you knock it down and like hit it with the shield, and its head just sort of like rolls away and doesn't come back.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
So Rosie.
Okay, so it seems to be magic that's getting rid of these rather than. Can I take out the shield as well and just sort of run towards the kneecaps?
Okay, do me an athletics check.
Okay. Oh.
You run along and it just sort of, you knock into it and fall over. You sit on the ground, like you run into your shit and boom, and then like.
Oh.
Oh, it's all right.
Oh, I apparently have extra attack. Can I do that?
Yep. No, not with the shield. Only with your bow.
Yeah, can I get my bow out?
No, it has to be your initial attack.
Okay. Can she back up a bit? She's now laying by this creature's kneecaps.
Yeah, you can back up a little bit. Why not? And then it was Runo.
It seemed to work to use poison spray, so I'm gonna use it again.
On the same one?
Yeah, on the same one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The same one. You mean the one that Rosie's tackled to the floor and knocked its head off? Dwayne,
yes.
Sorry.
That one.
Okay. So he needs to make a Constitution saving throw. I believe he's okay, isn't he? What's your DC?
It's
Spell save DC.
15.
That's a match. So
it's Is it the attacker that wins? Usually the roll.
Normally with an attack roll, it's the attacker who wins. But
yeah.
I think with a saving throw, if it was a saving throw, I'd let you guys have it. So I'm going to say he's won. Especially as I rolled as I rolled a 20. Like.
Okay.
Yeah. Interesting though. So they can only win if they roll a 20. So nothing happens. You just lay some poison about, and he's not falling for it.
Okay.
Volta. No, wait. The skeletons.
No, skeletons time.
Dwayne.
Hello? What am I rolling? Ha! That doesn't beat my armor class. Ha! That does.
17. So as you are sitting on the chest of this skeleton, sort of celebrating, its fist comes up and clocks you.
Oh, you bitch. You're dead. You're dead on my next go.
The head, by the way, is still not on the body.
Oh, I have such a great idea for the next.
It does 3 points of damage.
Oh my god, I'm so close to death. 59 hit points left. Oh no.
Sucks to be you.
Yeah, just. I think they've got me this time, guys.
Yeah. I got 60 points left. I'm also close to.
Does 14 beat your armor class, Runo?
Yeah, it does. I think I have 11. Yeah, I do.
Next your initiative.
So it runs across to you and dives at you, attacking with its teeth.
Ow. Yikes.
And it does 8 points of damage.
Yikes.
Beanie.
The last goat horned one also. Oh, Ed, you can take an attack of opportunity as it ran away. By the way.
Oh, I shall. Kaboom!
Doesn't hit. It just passes it as it runs. The second one.
No, never mind.
Right there, Ed.
What's that?
The second one is also going to run away from you, so you can take a second attack of opportunity.
Me?
Yep. That does
fuck's
hit.
sake.
That does hit, and you like swipe at its shoulder blade as it misses, and like the shoulder blade sort of rips off, and then just like pulls back on, sort of thing. It dives across and attacks Runo again.
Oh no!
Bye.
Ooh, snap!
It does a critical hit.
Oh
No!
my gosh.
Oh no!
Using its fists.
You're the healer as well. Bye. You're on your own.
And I am I have the least amount.
It does 3 damage.
Okay, I'm still at 20, but you know.
What can you do?
Volta, it's your turn. It would seem the skeletons have prioritized Runo.
Did I notice that the shield bashing worked?
Shield.
Yeah, I'd say you did, but you can feel your two-handed hammer like tingling.
Tingling. But I'm gonna two-handed hammer anyways.
As you draw the hammer, it shines like someone's cast a
Draw?
light spell on it.
What do you mean draw?
Like when you take it in your hand.
It's always in my hand.
Volta,
Oh.
you crack a pencil and a pen and you start.
I always have my hammer, dude.
Oh, okay, I didn't realise. I thought you had it on a sheath somewhere. No. So,
No.
when you're close to the undead, suddenly as you entered like combat, the hammer would have started glowing with a bright light, like someone had cast a light spell on it.
Like my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much exactly like that. And I did not realise that you were already using a two-handed hammer. You are, though, of course. So
It just says so in the chat
yeah,
as well,
I know,
dude.
I know. I was a bit slow on that one. So you may now make all your attacks with advantage.
How do I do that?
Just roll twice. Actually, hang on. I'll turn on the attack rolling. Oh, it was the same damage anyway. So you do a 16 doing 10 damage, and this time, as you hit it, you can see like a darkness open on the skeleton where you hit, and it doesn't heal back up.
Ooh. I will attack once more.
So you attack this time with 13 damage.
The thing is, when I crit,
Mhm.
click hits are 19 and 20, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna turn on the automatic.
The thing is, when you crit, I got savage attack, so when you crit, you add an extra weapon attack to the final damage.
Yes, you can do that.
So I'm just gonna roll the damage, right?
Oh, so hang on, was that a crit there? Yes, it was. Yeah. You get to roll
23 is a crit, right?
Yeah. That should be.
So 10 more damage. That's what. 23.
When we have the break in about half an hour, I'll update your thing so that it works a bit nicer. Yeah, but you okay? So you do that, and also since that is a crit, you're gonna want to put. We'll take the 10 damage as well as the second damage roll. So how would you like to destroy the goat-headed skeleton?
With my hammer.
Do you want to describe the kill for us?
Well, I smashed my hammer in a straight down. I don't know what it is.
Like 9 to 12, yeah.
Precisely. No, 12 to 6.
12 to 6, yeah. 9 to 12, 12 to 6, same thing.
9 is not 6.
I know.
I don't swing like that. I swing right down.
I goofed, okay? I goofed.
Wow.
Fucking goofer. This is a serious game.
Yes, serious game.
Around.
An island named Dead Fucking Bear Island. What a
Precisely.
serious game.
And when I hit him, the skeleton bits explode in all directions.
Yeah, so literally, as you do that, the skull goes down through the body, and as it goes down, the bones just start, like, exploding away from the head until the head hits the ground and is crushed. And all of you will have seen this little display. As Dwayne, it's top of the round, and it's your turn again.
Rosie's like, damn.
I just sort of go, alright.
Can you teach me that? Like, what the hell was that?
Not bad, alright, okay. So since I'm sitting, I'm sort of...
Can I salute?
Since I've just been clocked in the face, I sort of look down and just sort of give this stupid skeleton shit such a fucking...
I look at Walter and like...
And so I switch back to my maul, and since it's on the ground, I sort of stand up and I just BAM! As if I'm like
A jumping attack.
a piece of wood.
Do a jumping attack.
Slam it into the floor.
Can she reach the head without jumping?
So...
Wait, no, it's heads off.
Heads
No,
off.
wait, hold on, no. Oh, no, I had an idea. I had an idea. I thought of it last turn, and now. So, because I have 2 guys, so I'm going to walk over to where its skull is and pick up the skull, and then I come back and beat it in with its own skull.
You
I was going to
can
do something like that.
roll an attack roll.
Yay!
Oh, that would be great.
Just 1d20 plus your strength and proficiency.
Okay. 1d20. Oh, hold on. I can never remember how to do this. Rolling 1d20 plus... Oh, there's a space between classes. And then it's... My strength is 3? Yeah.
Strength is 3 and your proficiency is 3, so make it 6.
Okay, plus 6. I think I did it right. Ah, shit. Is it just slash roll?
Slash roll, yeah.
Yeah, 1d20 plus 6. Oh, come on!
So, you do 11 points of damage to this thing.
Alright, this thing's going down. Haha!
And this
Fuck you!
seems, as you hit it, the bones that have been poisoned just crumble. You have a second attack.
I do it again! Let's do it again.
Go for it.
Giga sticks to the master. Bam!
Can you please describe how you are going to take this flawed bear skeleton apart?
Oh my god, yes. With a cry that only Braveheart would be proud of. I raise the head up in a Macbethian way, or is it Hamlet? Can never remember. Give it a long look, and then with a final sort of war cry, I slam this thing down into its chest and just break it into massive fucking splinters of bones all over the ground.
Yeah. So as you do that, like the skull sinks into the chest, and the chest like caves in, and all of the bones just sort of like they were all glued together, and the glue's just disappeared. They all just sort of like tumble into a pile.
Yeah.
Rosie's just like, oh my god.
One step back.
Rosie.
Okay.
The last one is attacking Runo.
Seeing this, is there like a big femur bone or something
Oh, for the eyes. Boo.
anywhere?
There is. You can pick up a bone that is really sized. However, you will notice that it is no longer looking magical.
Oh. I'm a bit useless at this point.
You always were.
Oh, right, that's it. You were dying in my campaign. Can I take my? Hang on. It's
Well, shooting skeletons with a bow and arrow is not.
It could be worse. I could not feed you in February.
Oh,
Like you could deny it.
She went there.
Can I get my bow and arrow and can I just try to slowly dismantle it? If you
What, with your bow and arrow?
No, like I'm firing at it to take off the head or take off. So I'm trying to get enough power in it to.
Okay, make
it fly.
Make me an attack roll. Make me an attack roll.
That is just roll d20, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, no. Just click on your short bow.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Long.
Yay!
So 25. You aim and fire, and what are you aiming for? Like knees or elbows, or?
Yeah, I'm sort of trying to get it onto the floor.
Okay, so you aim at its knee, and the arrow just sort of like hits into the knee and pokes through, and it sort of becomes part of the skeleton. It now has a sharp knee.
Can I go kick it?
No, you can only make
try and trip it up.
second attack with your bow. You've got that second arrow poised, ready to fire. Where are you firing it?
I want to aim it into the second arrow, like Robin Hood style, and just try and push it through.
Give us that roll.
Oh. See, I may as well just sit out of this section. I can't do anything magical.
Does not hit. Runo, it is your go. The shark-faced snake head skeleton is bearing down on you.
Oh, great. My favorite. I'm gonna try it again, just because I failed last round. So, poison spray it is.
Poison spray it is. He's going to make his defense.
I'm gonna look so you're not cheating. Oh dear!
You hit
Oh
him.
dear! I hit. Okay, great.
1d12 for damage. So again, where you poison spray, its bones start to yellow and stuff, but it doesn't look massively hurt at the moment. And it turns and attacks you once more.
Bye.
Rip. Please don't be strong. Please don't be strong. Oh, yay.
It misses.
Oh, yay. I sort of make a backflip.
What, you do a backflip in the air? Like,
Yeah.
woohoo!
If you run away from it, much like Volta did, it will get an opportunity attack.
No, it was just...
Okay.
I just wanted to describe how I
backtrack.
dodged that attack.
Oh, I see. Okay, so like as it swings, then with its fist, you sort of like do like a cartwheel sort of thing around it, sort of like that.
I don't see what you're doing, but
Oh yeah. I forgot
I'm
about
gonna
that.
jump into real quick.
Just
Okay,
imagine
yeah.
Scrat doing a cartwheel.
Oh, okay.
It's much funnier than you think.
Like
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah, something like that.
thank you.
Okay, so then, Ed. Volta.
Yep.
Volta has just
That's one.
destroyed one with his shiny hammer.
And then there's one less, right?
There is one left, yes.
And I still got proficiency.
You still have the advantage, yes.
17, I take it.
17 hits. You do 9 points of damage, and where you hit you hit it in the torso, and its arm flies off towards Rosie.
I die.
Rosie gets hit in the face with it.
And
No,
I can
no,
do
I'm just not
attack.
doing well
No,
in
it
this
just
section.
scatters along the ground near you, still staying all together and magical like. Wing.
I can still do
Yeah,
two
no,
attacks.
no, I was going to say, can I...
Sorry, say again, Ed.
I can still do 2 attacks.
You can indeed. That hits again. So you do another 7 points of damage, and you this time you catch its jaw, and its jawbone flies off.
Catch.
Top of the round, Dwayne.
Okay. So after my amazing kill, so I guess I charge at the last one with my maul, and I kind of do like a home run swing and just try and take out its like
send him into the atmosphere.
try and take out like out its I don't know, like its chest or something. Okay, so this is where I'm gonna like fail now and like hit myself.
Go for it.
Roll.
You hit a 23. That's reasonably good. So like you're going for the head. You're going to head.
No, I go for the chest.
The chest. Okay. So as you do
Try and
that,
take it out.
the maul, sorry, or the skull.
The maul.
The maul, yeah. So as you swing with the maul, it hits in the chest, and it just sort of like crushes the bones in, and then sort of like sticks a little.
Oh.
Okay.
Can I try and pull it out and try again?
Certainly. Just give us a quick strength saving throw.
Oh, fuck yeah. Come on. Ha 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 ha! Ha 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 ha.
So yeah, you pull it free, and you can make your second attack.
Alright, let's fucking go again. Woo!
Yay, boy.
So yeah, you swing with them all, and you do another 27 points of damage to the chest again.
Yeah?
Yeah, okay, so
Yeah.
again, you're just crushing the poisoned bones a little bit more. Rosie!
Does this one still have a head?
Yeah,
It
this
does,
one does.
It does. It still has the
No, you're
shark's head.
Okay, so can I grab the magical bone thing or whatever?
I did say catch.
And yeah, but I didn't catch. Oh crap!
I'm disappointed.
I try.
Yeah, you fail.
But I run towards it almost
How
like
you-
as if I'm jousting and just try and ram it into the skeleton.
Yeah!
Okay.
Like screaming like kind of manically because I'm so frustrated along the way, like ah, because nothing has been working for me.
Okay, so do that. Roll us an attack
Okay.
roll. Using your strength, but not your proficiency, so just add your strength to that one.
Okay. That's not any good, is it?
Really, you kind of have to have 15 people.
You know what? You tried, and that's what matters.
I am trying, and nothing's happening.
But
Yeah.
you didn't. You're useless in this fight. Anyway.
So you sort of just run up and just sort of give it a wet slap with the skeleton hand.
Okay, well, because I'm now just really pissed off it with
You are
my second
challenging
attack,
to a
can I
duel.
just sit there and just
You are
whether it
challenging to
notices me or
I just
not?
want to remind everyone that Rosie took out like half an army a few hours ago.
Well,
That
yeah,
doesn't
then
matter.
half flesh
No,
it can
what?
be useful.
That doesn't matter, alright? That's not on the table.
And the other ones before that, I'd like
No,
to say, when
we're
Dwayne
not-
was dead.
Shut up! Shut up! We're not counting that. That's
Can I now just like sit there and just try and beat the hell out of it, whether it notices me or not? Just try and do
Yes,
it.
yes, indeed, you can. But
So
nothing,
strength
nothing,
again,
nothing,
or-
nothing really happens. You're just sort of like slapping at it. Nothing really
Oh,
happens.
so I don't roll.
You only get
anything.
your second attack with weapons you're proficient with.
Ah, am I not being proficient with a magical beamer?
Arm.
So then we come back to Runo, who is now being surrounded by heroes and still a skeletal shark
You
thing.
are my hero.
Okay. Do I have any other spells than poison spray? Okay.
I'm almost certain you do.
Yeah, because that would be fun to use something else. Because control flames are only when there's fire around me,
hmm
and I'm not sure what druidcraft does.
You summon a druid.
Druidcraft is sort of like hippie prestidigitation. You do like non-sensory things, like you can create berries and make things look pretty with leaves and that sort of thing.
Oh, so pretty. Pretty.
Can I use?
Yes, you are, Ed.
One thing that you haven't been using is your hellish rebuke. So when something attacks you, you can just point at it and basically say no. And
I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to
No.
do it. No.
that is
Bad boy.
that is
Bad skeleton.
that is a reaction to when you get hit. So you can do that as a reaction.
Me.
Reaction if I get hit.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, Chanel, you're not going to be hit.
Is it before I get hit or after I get hit?
When it makes an attack, so whenever it attacks you, whether it hurts you or not, you can hellishly rebuke it.
Okay,
No.
great.
But you only get 3 of those per long rest.
Okay. Okay, I want to prepare that attack.
You don't have to prepare it. It's just something as a tiefling you can just do it.
Oh, okay.
It's one of them demon abilities that's just been dormant for.
You demon Jew.
So if I can use poison spray now,
Yep.
and then if it attacks me on its turn, I can just say, "Oh, I want to do hellish rebuke."
Yep, definitely.
Okay, I'll do that. Let's do poison spray again.
So it is.
And it's like, ah!
So your attack succeeds. It takes your poison damage of 1d12.
11.
Oh, 11.
Yeah, you do 11 poison damage, and it sort of like is going more and more yellowy green, and it runs in and attacks you.
Okay,
Oh,
I wanna try
Double
it my
fire.
hellish rebuke.
So does 13 beat your armor class?
Yes, it does.
So it jumps in with its teeth and attacks you with its teeth. Doing
Uh-huh.
7 points.
Tiefling.
7 points of damage.
Okay.
And then, how do you? What
Heavy
are you going to
bomb.
say? What scathing words are you going to use when you point at it and summon flames?
Summon flame. Oh, I haven't.
Wow.
Oh
These
dear
are the
God.
words I haven't prepared for this.
By fire be gone.
Bad skeleton.
I'm gonna point at him. It's like... oh shit!
So
Is
you
that what it
point at the
says?
skeleton and say, "Ah, shit!" and flames burst around it.
Oh, shit.
I gotta prepare
You-
for this. next
To
time.
this day, you have never seen Dwayne look more impressed of you. Actually.
Can I just like
Hang
clap? Like
hang
a
on,
proper
hang on,
little,
hang
like-
on,
My
hang
body's
on.
just like,
So what happened? I just pointed and said, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
I've seen that contradictions.
It must make a dexterity saving throw. So, ha.
Oh, okay.
Here is my dexterity saving
Skeletons
throw.
that have the sheet load of dexterity, don't they?
No, they're not great at it. But here they go.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, so you get to do
Lovely.
wow.
3d10 fire damage.
Ooh,
Oh.
I
that's
set
a shit
fire
load.
to the
By
fire.
fire, by fire be purged.
17.
Nice.
So as you do that, how would you like to describe how this thing explodes? Does it get consumed? Does it get consumed in flames and melt, or do you like blow it apart? What do you do?
Oh, can we
Okay,
all
as he
make Dwayne look
bite
a
me,
badass?
I point at him, and the pain just makes me scream, "Oh shit!" Because it hurts.
Uh-huh.
And then you just see him like being devoured by a lot of fire, and when the fire sort of dissipates, it's only a pile of ash.
Okay, so this looks like, I think when you've reacted in pain and just done something you've never done before, and all of you, this will be the first time that you've seen your tiefling friend summon flames the way that everyone says the demonic tieflings can do.
just
Rosie
looking-
sort of stood there, like dropped,
I just look
trying
impressed.
to
to be
whack
honest.
this skeleton in the thigh, holding the bone, holding a bone out, just like,
I'm very skeptical.
oh my god, like what she just witnessed. Because obviously these flames are a lot taller than her as well. It's
oh,
not
yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
like,
I'm just impressed, to be honest.
oh, I'm impressed, but I'm also just like shocked, like wow, like
Holy
really,
shit.
like that was cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Bruno is just staring and like,
Could have used this shit earlier.
There's a reason why I don't trust
you
him.
are hiding that, like.
Okay,
I'm
so
like,
So now you sort of take in the clearing again. Jakar has gone. He fled during the fight.
Jakar, you bastard!
You shame.
Classic Jakar.
And you are still in front of the cave.
Okay, I'm gonna need to take a breather. I'm bleeding.
Can I go over and sort of like
Wait,
pat Bruno on the back, like that was good. Like do that again.
Wait, I need to remove 7 hit points. Give me a second. I do not have 20 anymore.
If only
I have
Rosie
13.
knew how to heal people.
Oh no, I was just about to say, can I find some berries and stuff and whatever to
Bruno can make berries.
Yeah, I think so. I can actually heal myself. I think.
Don't need your
Say
shit,
it.
Rosie. Back up.
I can give berries.
If we
Berries.
Here, have
is it possible
berry.
to take a breather? Or
I just like trying to be like eat berries.
I'd probably say no. You've
Okay.
only got a limited time until you need to get back for the wizard.
Okay. Then I'm gonna use cure wounds.
Okay. And how does can you remind me how cure wounds works? I can't remember.
Neither can I. Cure wounds.
Just heal for
Yes.
1d8. There you go.
Yeah,
1d8. Okay.
by touch.
Sure. I'm gonna do that.
How do you level up the spells, anyways?
The same way everything else does. I'll up the levels
4.
in a bit.
And
I mean,
can...
do it what we level up level-wise, class-wise.
Yeah. There will be spell stuff as well. Actually, I'm just looking at it. If you want,
Can I...
if you want, because I've lost it. Where's the spell gone? That's Rosie. That's why I can't see it. There we go. All these R's.
Ours?
I didn't know.
So if you want to cast that spell at a higher level, so you've got some level 2 and level 3 spell slots, I think. If you want to cast it as a level 2 or level 3 spell, you can, and add an extra d8 for every level.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, can I cast it as a level 2 then?
Of course you can.
Yay. So
And it's gonna
2
give hit for 3
2d8.
damage.
I'm just gonna roll keep my what was it? And
Sorry?
what did I roll last time?
A d8. You can keep the 4 and just roll again if you like.
Yeah, I think I do that.
Copy paste is your
Two. Alright.
So you heal for 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Right,
no!
I'm up to 19 again.
That'll do. You'll be alright.
Nah,
I'll be
it's
alright. I'm
fine.
gonna I kind of felt a bit targeted during the fight.
You are so much
So,
experienced.
If it
I'm
makes
gonna
you
stay
feel
far in the
better.
back, guys. I'm not joking. I'm gonna be behind Volker.
Makes you feel better. I felt useless.
Well, if you're
I
gonna
didn't-
spew fire, I don't want you behind me.
I walk over to the one that I got a critical hit on, and I pick its skull back up and I stuff it in my pack.
To be or not to be.
Okay, so you collect the skull. Now, there seems like there's a bit of a dispute there about the marching order, where Runo wants to be behind Volta, but Volta's not happy with this.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Talk to me.
I'm at the front.
I want to
I
be
give a
behind. I want to be behind you, dude. I'm not going in
But
front.
if you're gonna spew fire, I don't want you behind me.
Well, I don't have to
think-
use it if I don't get hit, right?
Is this about going into the cave?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Who has dark vision?
I do.
Volter.
You both have dark vision. I would like nothing.
Well, this is great. Listen, Volter goes first, and I can go last. How does that sound?
Fine.
2 hobbits.
Okay, Rosie, you
Let
can
them come
go.
behind from behind and kill you anyways.
Dwayne go after Volter, and Rosie go after Dwayne, and I go last.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
So what are you guys doing
Sounds
in the
good.
cave?
By
Going-
the way, there's a trap.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we disarm a trap
Well done.
Or just ignore it.
You were waiting, weren't you?
Oh, so much.
You
So
fucking
much.
I warned them about the trap and explain what I
It's a
saw.
trap.
Okay, so
if there's one trap, there most likely gonna be more than one.
Yeah,
How would you guys like to proceed with the trap? Do you want to try and avoid it, or do you want to try and disarm it?
avoid it.
I got
I
the
don't
Arm it.
I would
Try and get
disarm.
some parts
avoid it.
out of it. Oh wait, no, actually no, because it's the one that might crush us. So yeah, let's just
let's just jump.
Avoid.
Tries disarm it on the way out.
I got
Let's go
no
around.
skills to disarm traps, so I'm fine by avoiding.
Okay, so you guys just sort of step over the pressure plate without stepping on it, and you go deeper into the dungeon. Now, as you go deeper, after a little while, there are little sconces on the wall which are producing.
Sconces?
Yeah, like torches, but set against the wall.
Okay.
And they are producing a sort of grey-blue flame that lights about 10 feet around in front of the sconce. So those of you without dark
Blue?
vision can see that.
I want to actually try to, when I pass them, if I can, I just want to try to, flicker them and see if I can actually control the blue flames, because I imagine there's sort of magic to it.
I don't want to
Just
take-
one of them. I just want to see if I can control it.
Yes, you can. You can control it.
Okay, nice. Good to know. That's like the only thing I want to know.
So
Then we
now, Volta's. No, you're right at the back. So are you doing that stealthily, or would anyone notice you?
Can everyone roll perception?
Okay.
I'm like, what?
What happened here, Scrap?
Okay, Adam, you decide.
Roll me a stealth roll.
Okay. I think I'm kind of there. Yeah, I have 0 in stealth. Let's go. Everyone
Everybody
noticed.
saw it.
Yeah. So I would say what Volta's at the front. So Volta, you're not going to see it anyway.
Yeah, granite.
Ali, if you're standing, are you standing behind Rosie?
No, I'm behind Volta. I'm
Stand at the
second.
front. So Rosie, you will see Dwayne sort of like touch the flame and then like have a blue flame on her finger for a little bit that she can make dance around.
Who?
Bruno.
Bruno,
I
sorry.
was gonna say, I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
I was like, how have you done this?
I suck with names.
I blame that people don't have the.
Bear power.
You can change your name, you know that, right? In the chat.
Yeah.
It helps Scattergus, I would say.
No, make him suffer for all he's done to me.
Oh, Ali, and so much more. So
Oh, you fucker.
you go down, and there's
Be nice to
surprisingly
the GM, he might be like to you.
No, we won't be.
surprisingly little seems to happen as you make your way down. Bruno, could you make me a perception check?
14.
So as you are at the back, you can sort of hear, especially as you're slightly demonic, you can hear magical things happening further up behind you, and the further you go down, the further you are getting, there's suspicions of that something's going to come behind you, and every time you look, there's nothing there, but you've constantly got like these almost. It starts to sound almost like whispers, like very quiet.
Okay, I kind of
Got a bad feeling.
on the shoulder when I get like uncomfortable and like, yeah, I hear something behind us. I sort of want to keep it low, but I want the party to hear as well. Like,
Can Rosie at that point? She knows it's probably going to be pretty useless, but knock another arrow, the sort of thing.
I'm gonna try my best.
Hey, it's the effort.
You will all notice as well that the further down into this cave you go, and the further, the more death you are surrounded by,
More skeleton bits.
the whale starts to like glow with a little bit of a blue, like a cloud with a silver lining, but like a blue grey, almost like a flame, like the sconces.
Like the human sting.
she's dead.
And this is
Can I just
directly
sort of be
behind
like,
Volta.
Yeah,
she
step
notice,
into
like,
the
can I
night.
tap her on the shoulder and be like, what's this about?
I'm just like,
Is anyone else seeing this? Like,
Yeah, it's kind of hard to not notice.
well, at least I can see in the cave now.
The light doesn't illuminate.
Okay.
Oh.
Guys, I don't want to go last anymore.
You have made your choice.
Bolton takes no shit.
Yeah.
Can you be quiet?
I wanna try to walk next to Rose now. I don't want.
Walk next to me.
Yeah, I go next to you, not in front of you, just next to you.
Okay.
The tunnel.
And I
Wanna
opens
hold
out.
my hand?
Yeah.
He's not that.
As you continue, the tunnel opens out onto a sort of a small cavern where there is a small hut that looks very similar to a hut that Dwayne would recognize.
Ah, for fuck's sake.
Oh my god.
And outside the hut
Oh.
Don't you
sits
dare.
a little old woman who is cowled and stuff. She looks up, and you can tell from her eyes, even though she's gaunt and wicked looking now, you can tell from her eyes that this is your mother.
Hello, mommy. Say, mama.
And when she sees you, all she remembers is your last encounter when you tried to attack her. And she summons a singular undead bear with a red eye and a slit throat.
Oh, poor
Rosie
Giggles.
immediately
attack you.
points her bow and arrow at the old woman.
Now then, I'm just going to say, Bruno, you will remember this scene from your vision.
Oh no!
And we are going to
What?
cut there for
You
about
fucking asshole.
20 minutes to have some lunch.
20 minutes not going to be enough for me.
Oh
Alright, well-
God!
Poor Badu.
I didn't even.
I have Ali, it's like in Discord, like I said in Discord. It's gonna happen.
Ambly, what the shit? What?
I'm so
What do you mean no? What?
What happens?
Ambly? Ambly?
Do one of us do something bad? Do I do something bad?
What happens?
I'm gonna go and grab some lunch. See you guys in half an hour.
Even more reasons not to trust you.
Okay, so let's do this like quickly, like a proper wrap up, and then we'll host someone for 20 minutes, half an hour, and then when we're all back, we'll come in and go straight into the next episode. So
Ali, I think it's happening.
guys, let's start then with Ambly. Ambly, how you doing?
Ali's got to leave.
I'm doing great. It's
Nice.
fun to learn new spells. It's kind of great because I learned them like at the same time Runa learns them, so that's that's good. I like to be able to turn into animals now. And great storyline. I love the king, by the way. He's brilliant.
Love Dory.
Okay.
Love Dory.
Yeah, fun encounters.
Mhm.
Great job.
Awesome. And Ed,
Well, hello.
hello. Shiny hammer you got there.
Shiny.
I got a shiny hammer, so I'm quite happy. Can kill undead people. I can kill undead things. And I can attack twice. Wahaha. They got no chance.
Glad you're enjoying
Nasiro trust magic. Even less now.
Yeah, especially now that Ambly is 100% setting things on fire, turning into
Yeah.
birds. Like, she's just going magic everywhere.
Doing poison, all kind of shit. I do not approve.
Oh.
Alice?
You made your choice.
Well, apart from being very useless on the magic front,
It's fine.
I
Bow and arrow is not optical weapon for.
well, the thing for me is my vision was incredibly short,
Magic.
and everyone else's was pretty long and seemed quite not upsetting, but something from like the reactions on their faces. And I'm kind of thinking, you've given me as little detail as possible because you know I'll figure it out. From the way you think.
No, that's not true.
Which is why I trust
It
you.
is true, Scott. Don't deny it.
Not one bit. like at all. So I now have a horrible feeling, which I won't share online. But yeah, so we're gonna have a little family reunion after the break, it seems, and yeah, it was fun. It was good, and it still will be fun. It's just going to be as traumatic as ever. So yeah, thanks. Just how I wanted to spend a Saturday.
So then, lastly but not leastly, let's go to the person with the longest vision. Hi, Ali.
Hey, asshole. How you doing? You having a good day?
Oh, I'm having a fantastic day.
It's just bear here, bear there, bear fucking everywhere. This is a good fucking day. Scrat. Not happy at all. All the bears, and I don't deserve this. It's just been Christmas. You asshole.
It's not a way good start on the new year.
Do I take from that you're enjoying it? Still having fun?
Yeah, I love it. I really like it.
Still gonna come back after the break.
Still traumatic.
She's gonna leave.
Awesome. Okay, so guys, we are going to take a 20-minute, half an hour break. We're going to have some lunch, and then we're going to come back for the next episode of the Dead Mountain. Called the title of the next episode will be Reunions. So,
Oh God.
We will be back after.
Well, we got a brother and we got a father, so that might be a good reunions.
It's not going to be good, Ed. You know it's not.
Hope is the last thing that's left today.
So okay, let's do that. Okay, so you guys are clear. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys are having fun. I am having a whale of a time. Like I say, we're just going to stop for some quick lunch, and then we'll be straight back into this. So we'll probably be back at about 3:45 with the next episode, Reunions, where we see how Dwayne reacts to the return of her mother and her pet bear. See if Amberly fancies becoming a little bit more intricate into the plot, shall we say, and see how Volta and Alice also carry on with their reunions. Anyway, back in a bit, guys. Have fun.